gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Ask me though how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going, give me something you can talk about. Well, it's been 2 days in a row. It's been 2 days in a row that I've seen someone tragically, violently assaulted on the Twitter feed. Richard said, did he survive? So if you're just getting here, a prominent right-wing political activist, really prominent. I mean, he's like a big deal in that world. I'm not on the right or the left, me personally, but, you know, it's unsettling to watch these videos and to see them over and over. And I know some people become desensitized, but I just never do. Or maybe I am desensitized, but like for me, it's like whatever somebody's political, you know, whatever it is, kind of goes by the wayside whenever I think about the fact that person got a family and all of that. It has not been reported that hold on. People are definitely getting banned and blocked from this chat because I cannot have people saying this crazy shit like what y'all are saying. This is deplorable. It's disgusting that y'all are saying this stuff like this. Like, it's nasty. And frankly, this like tit for tat bullshit is really what got us where we are right now. Now people are shooting people in the streets and they're like dying. Because y'all are like, haha, hooray, karma's a bitch. No, I don't condone that at all in any way. In fact, and indeed, I don't consent and I rebuke it. I rebuke, and it's not allowed anywhere near me. I don't like Charlie Kirk. He gets on my damn nerves. He gets on my nerves and he's aggravating, and I think he's stupid and annoying. But what does any of that have to do with the price of beans in China? Somebody tell me. Y'all don't like people, so you think they ought to get shot and die? Or not die? I mean, it hasn't been reported that he died. What I saw, and I would strongly encourage y'all, if you can avoid watching the video, the Charlie Kirk, especially the up close, I would strongly encourage you to avoid watching it because maybe you're just one of these sick people that like got a demon in you and you like looking at that kind of thing and it's like makes you happy. If it does, get off my channel. I rebuke. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk. This is so crazy to me, y'all, that we are still in it's like I'm talking to babies, not y'all. I know the ones that are here, y'all get it. But like, you know, people come trickling through. What I will say, and I'm not going to go into any details, and I will not be playing the video or redistributing it in any way to anybody because I think it's harmful and bad to watch. But we're going to read the updates of stuff. He got shot in the neck, and it looked like it hit him in a, whenever if you're a hunter or whatever, and you know when you got the deer, like it hasn't been reported, and miracles can happen, y'all. But it looked pretty instantaneous. I wouldn't watch it again. Yeah, just Monica has full rights to block everyone acting crazy. Okay, wait. Let me share what's going on here. It is a breaking, developing story. And anybody saying anything crazy, anybody saying anything inciting or encouraging of this behavior, I absolutely first of all, you shouldn't be able to say that because I think you agree before you say anything in my chat ever. You have to agree to the rules of the chat. They do have a suspect in custody. Now I have seen some people posting on Instagram that it's already been confirmed that he's no longer with us. That is Instagram rumors. Okay. I don't want a bunch of wild, rumors of something so serious just flying around. So I'm not going to be talking about pronounced death. No. Prayers for the family and all that and all that. No, you're, and I'm not saying y'all aren't allowed to have your opinions about stuff, but you're definitely not allowed to put anything crazy and deranged in my comments and in my live chat. You're going to get blocked. Okay, so this is the most recent update from this is the New York Magazine. Turning Point, that's the name of his organization, his political organization. Spokesperson says it doesn't look good. He's in the hospital and we are praying for him at this time, a spokesperson told NBC News. Also told CBS that it doesn't look good. Jennifer Jacobs, minutes before he was unalive or pew-pewed, he had posted Utah Valley University is fired up and ready for the first stop back on the American Comeback Tour. So he was on a tour making speeches, doing speeches. I think it was called like the Change My Mind tour. Today, I guess, was the first stop. He was speaking to students from an outdoor tent. A Utah Valley University alert said a single shot was fired and a suspect is in custody. Turning Point officials, this was about 15 minutes ago, say Charlie Kirk is at the hospital, but, quote, it doesn't look good. One new update here. We'll start. This is kind of giving like Diddy flashbacks when we were doing that, like going through the live updates. This is a serious matter. It doesn't really matter if you agree with someone and their beliefs or not. Like, it's just not acceptable to be like celebrating that some like I don't know why I keep having to say this. I felt like I said the same thing at the Trump attempt situation. Like you don't gotta like people for you to like think they shouldn't get shot dead for speaking. I keep saying dead because like and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be manifesting that, you know, and all that. No, I don't know. 22 minutes ago, pew-pewed and hospitalized. He's in the hospital praying for him at this time. Witnesses describe a loud shot and a bunch of blood. Justin Hickens, who says he was about 20 yards from the shooting, told NBC News' Tom Lamas that he saw Kirk get pew-pew after a pew-pew rang out during the event at Utah Valley University. Let me go to the oldest. And we'll go up in order. Okay. Taken off campus after the pew-pews were heard, the university says. Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk was about 20 minutes into a presentation when witnesses heard pew-pew from a nearby building. A spokesperson for Utah Valley University told NBC News. The spokesperson also said, to the best of the university's knowledge, Kirk was hit and taken with his security team away from the premises, and the courtyard was cleared. Senator Mike Lee, Kirk was the only person shot. A spokesperson for the university said he was the sole person pew-pewed. He was on campus for the American Comeback Tour appearance, which was scheduled. He was being hosted by the Utah Valley University chapter of Turning Point USA. The organization's website shows a series of dates at college campuses across the country. The University of Minnesota at Northrop described it as a high-energy evening featuring a candid conversation about conservative values, FBI monitoring the reports. The vice president has spoken. Videos online show Kirk recoiling after the pew-pew was heard. Videos circulating across social media show the moment a shot was heard in the crowd. Again, I am not going to be playing the video or any videos today on my channel that, you know, unless I know for certain there's no pew-pew in it. I don't want to play that. I don't want to distribute it for many reasons. But there are videos circulating, and I had the misfortune of seeing 2 iterations of the event. Kirk was sat in the tent with the American Comeback Tour logo when a shot was heard and he physically recoiled, slumping down in his seat. Blood was seen flowing down from his neck, and the crowd audibly panicked and began to run. Now, it wasn't like a free-for-all stampede. People were kind of like, I would say, pretty peacefully running, considering the gravity of the event and what some of them must have just seen like right up in person. Suspect is in custody. Suspect is in custody, and the police are investigating the shooting That was according to the university. Trump addresses the shooting. Utah Valley is the state's largest public university, while Brigham Young University and the University of Utah and Utah Valley are probably the best known schools in Utah. UVU calls itself the Beehive State's biggest public university with more than 46,000 students. That's a huge university. The school was established in 1941. Okay. Let me just see the latest update to make sure we're not missing anything here. What do we have here? This is the Intelligencer live updates. Updated 1 minute ago. Let's see. Okay, so he's not being reported as being unalive, y'all. He's being reported as being in critical condition. So it doesn't look like, stable and critical. Like when I first heard about it, I was like, he's going to make it. But then when I saw it, I was less convinced. Thank you so much, Brittany Margetas for the $1.99. The devil is here, and I rebuke. No. It's really insane. It's crazy. Dynamite says he thinks women shouldn't vote. And I thank you for saying this, Donna, because this is a great example of how I can say, as a woman, I don't give a fuck. I don't really give a flying rat's fucking ass, Donna. I don't give a shit what the man fucking thinks. I want to live in a world, in a country, in a world where you can think some bullshit about whatever and whoever and not be shot in the whatever the hell artery. Okay. So Donna, if women, like, let's be honest, Donna, if women all thought like you, we shouldn't be allowed to vote. I'm going to say it one more time. If all the women thought like Donna, I actually agree women should not have the right to vote because this is unhinged, emotional, illogical, and demonic behaviors. Donna now wants to gaslight and say that I'm projecting. Donna, why don't you explain them before you're blocked from the channel forever? Give me an explanation as to what the flying rat's motherfucking ass, his thoughts about women voting, have to do with any goddamn motherfucking thing I'm talking about. Anything I'm talking about right now. Other than you trying to make your little bitchy demonic point. I'll wait. And then after that, I'll decide if you're blocked forever. You are. I just want to hear it. Thanks so much, Tina. Somebody got shot and they got people in the chat acting like it matters that they think women shouldn't get to vote. Obviously, I disagree with that, but y'all are literally out here acting like if you disagree, then somebody should die. I don't want to live there. I don't want to live there with y'all. Something's wrong with you. And I think y'all should go start a colony somewhere else. Because you're not sharing my same ideals. I rebuke. I absolutely do not condone it. And I really do have to go out of my way to make fucking sure, excuse my language, that I rebuke people like Donna in my chat. Because guess why? They will be having people in my chat and in my comments saying all kinds of sideways ass shit. And then HBO Max will make a goddamn documentary about it and act like you fucking lunatics are my followers. Nope. Nope. Rebuke. Play this clip right after it, bitch. Thank you, Heather, for the $20 super chat. Thanks for being here during this time. It's crazy. Y'all are in a fucking death cult. A death cult. I don't know how Donna's still talking. Can somebody get rid of her? Thank you. I rebuke. People fighting for their life. There's gun violence in the streets. People getting stabbed on the fucking train. And we are going to choose right now to decide and to talk about if it matters, who should vote, who shouldn't. Time and place, idiots. Time and freaking place. And by idiots, I mean like 1% of people in this chat who are now blocked. Thank you, Birmingham Leprechaun. He's exceptionally close to Trump and MAGA. Do I like Trump and MAGA? No. No, not particularly, no. But if we just going to start assassinating everybody we don't like, there's not going to be a lot of people left, okay? Y'all are in a death cult. It's time to wake up. Critical condition. I mean, at this point, it looks like he's going to maybe make it. I mean, if he made it all the way to the hospital, there's hope. Suspect shot from a nearby building. This sounds like Thomas Michael Crook's scenario. Roughly 200 feet away from where he was sitting, there was a building. Just sound just like that. The suspect is not a student. Okay, so we got a lot of updates from CNN. Let's scroll back a little. Today's event was his first stop on a tour across the country. Today's event in Utah Valley University was Charlie Kirk's first stop on his fall semester series of live events at colleges and universities titled the American Comeback Tour featuring Charlie Kirk. At least 14 other events are scheduled for the coming months, with more to be announced soon. I personally wasn't planning on being in attendance at these, okay? Some of the events, including today's in Orem, Utah, are promoted as having a Prove Me Wrong table, where Kirk famously faces opponents and challenges them to debate in public. We have a new update. I just want to make sure. A suspect is not yet in custody. That was a false statement earlier. Suspect is not in custody. As of less than a minute ago, CNN.com, the suspect in the shooting of political activist Charlie Kirk is not yet in custody. According to a spokesperson from the university, despite the school saying earlier the police did have someone in custody, we can confirm, they say, that Mr. Kirk was shot, but we do not know his condition. The suspect is not in custody. Police are still investigating, and campus is closed for the rest of the day. Initially, the school said the suspect was in custody. Charlie Kirk was invited by a student group. Well, it's his student group. It's a Turning Point. That's his company. Or I guess nonprofit. I don't know what it is, but it was like a student group that he's affiliated with in some way for sure. He was speaking when a person fired from campus building about 200 yards from Kirk. Now, I've heard 200 yards and 200 feet. I don't know which one it is. That's very different. That was him right there, like, I guess, before the incident. But this is it. I mean, this is the tent. He was answering questions about transgender mass shooters in America seconds before he was shot. Seconds before he was shot, he was heard on video answering questions about transgender mass pew pew in America. The audience member said, "Do you know how many trans Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?" And see, this type of question I think is a little bit, inflammatory and stuff. But do I think somebody should get shot for it? No, I don't. I personally don't think you should get shot for thoughts. That's my opinion. Once the thoughts turns to actions, then, the criminal justice system and all that. But if we're just going to be out here saying everybody should get shot for things, we're not going to have a civilization. Do you want to get shot for something you think? Because I guarantee you there's stuff you think people think you should get shot for. You think you should? Because I don't. I don't. When the thoughts turns to actions, yeah. But I feel like I just need to keep making this disclaimer. And, every single time I have to make the disclaimer, I feel a little bit more aggravated at just how far we've really come to where we can't just say normal shit anymore. We can't just say normal stuff anymore that makes sense. It's got to be coded in all of these disclaimers like, well, I don't mean it like this and I don't mean it like that. And it's like because people are just either so sensitive or so stupid that you have to continuously make that, or else they're going to be blaming you for saying something you didn't say, blaming you for some deranged lunatic like Donna, thinking people should be shot because of their beliefs. I mean, it's infuriating. Really, it is. Really, it is. The same audience member went on to say the number was 5. 5 transgender Americans have been responsible for mass pew pew. Well, 5 seems like a lot less than like the total amount of mass. I mean, I would just say that doesn't help prove the point very much if they trying to make one. I don't know the statistics, but I know this year there's been 5 mass shootings. So if there's been 5 just this year, but only, in the past 10 years total of all of the shootings at all, only 5 were trans, then that seems like a lot, like not as big of a deal as what they were trying to make it. This is my opinion. I don't know. The same audience member followed up the question and proceeded to ask if Charlie Kirk knows how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years. I don't know. I don't know how many. He said counting or not counting gang violence. Seconds later. So this is interesting. I mean, it's all interesting, but the aspect about this I find to be intriguing is they're asking about trans mass shooters in the last 10 years. Do you know how many there have been? And Charlie Kirk says there's been too many. Same audience member goes, okay, it's 5. It's been 5. So do you know how many mass pew pew there have been total in the last 10 years? Assumingly this, was going to be like a lot more than 5. And then that would show kind of what I was saying earlier. And then Charlie Kirk asks a clarifying question. He's like, does it, are you counting gang violence or not? I don't know if Charlie Kirk has that statistic off the top of his head or not. Maybe he was asking a question to stall. I don't know. This whole thing is, remember, it's set up as a debate. So he's there to kind of debate publicly issues. And so someone's asking him about a specific political, controversial, hot button, I would say, political issue at the moment is mass pew pew and pew pew control and violence being perpetrated by cisgender individuals versus transgender. Like that's a political hot button issue that I would strongly demand you not discuss your sides on in my comments, because I'm really trying to be the last place online where people can just come and watch a video and not get bombarded with the political bullshit. Go argue on Twitter or somewhere else. Facebook is it good for that, I heard. So this person is kind of debating, audience member is kind of debating with Charlie Kirk about transgender pew pew, seemingly to kind of make it the point that there's not really actually that many. So stop blowing it out of proportion. That seems to be the point that this particular person is trying to make. And then Charlie Kirk is kind of trying to, like, I don't know, like argue, like get clarification, we'll say. Seconds later, the sound of a pop is heard and the crowd screams as he gets pew-pewed and recoils in his seat. So this was before, and he was about 20 minutes in, they said. Disgusting, vile, reprehensible. Democratic governors speak out. Some Republican governors are. Suspect is still not yet in custody. 2 new updates from NBC. No. Okay. So this Doha Madani, she was on the Diddy beat 9 minutes ago. No security was no security checkpoint was required to get into the event, a bystander said. Despite the large crowd that Charlie Kirk drew to Utah Valley University, witness Tyler McGettigan said he was surprised that he didn't have to pass any security to get into the event. The event did require a ticket with a scannable code, which McGettigan told NBC he printed out and brought with him. But he said he didn't need it to get into the amphitheater where Charlie Kirk was speaking. He said, I was expecting when I got there that I would have to pass through some kind of security, but that just wasn't a thing. No one checked the barcode or the QR code. There was no checkpoint to get in. It was literally anyone could walk in if they wanted. 4 minutes ago, this is NBC News. Still no suspect in custody, university says. Authorities do not have a suspect in custody, according to Utah Valley University spokesperson Eleanor Trainer. The school previously said in an alert that police had a suspect detained. It's so true, DD. Shout out to you, member, for 13 months. I hate that this is becoming the norm here in the US. This is failing as a society, totally. Shout out to Chris Blessing becoming a member. Shout out to Mind Y'all's becoming a member. CBP 1012. When I saw the video, I didn't think there was any way he was going to make it. But then I thought there is a way. It would, if it ain't your time, it just ain't. I mean, I've seen, you remember that one guy, the Air India plane crash, and there's like one guy just walked off. Like he wasn't even hurt. He didn't limp. Everybody on the plane, the pilot, the flight, everybody died. This one guy just walked off. It's like, this wasn't his time. It just wasn't his time. I really believe that. Scanner app. I don't know what's the scanner app. There is someone detained. I did see Danielle. I did see the guy that they detained, but I don't want to show that video here because now it's conflicting reports and I don't want to be putting some guy on here who had nothing to do with anything. The events need to they detain the wrong person at first, they said. And this is a lot of times this will happen. I almost didn't go live. I started to go live about 30 minutes before I actually went live. And I'm like, you know what? There's usually like so much like misinformation. Whenever stuff happens right out at first, that it's like people are rushing onto YouTube to talk about. And it's like, I need thoughts. I need time, not thoughts. I'm reading stuff and also talking at the same time, and my words get mixed up. Oh, they got this is what you're talking about? What is Broadcastify audio? So we got one less than a minute ago, CNN.com. Broadcastify audio details Charlie Kirk pew pew at Utah Valley University. What is Broadcastify audio? Here, the moment Charlie Kirk's pew pew was reported on the Utah County Public Safety Broadcastify channel. The shooting was reported to the scanner at 12:26 p.m. Mountain Time. Quote, UVU, that's the university he was at, by the sound. Oh my God, Grace Davis, I feel so sorry for you. Turn the video on this part. If you want, turn it real loud in the office and I'll say it so the ladies out there can hear. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I rebuke your coworkers. There's really nothing more terrifying than being stuck in an office with a bunch of crazy lunatics who are in the death cult. It's very scary. And guess what? The death cult permeates all religions, all races, all classes, all creeds, all job sites. All job sites. I'm so sorry that you have to be around those people, and I rebuke. And I hope their demons don't get off on you, and I bet they won't. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Okay, here's the Broadcastify. By the sound reported, one individual that was shot, unknown where the shooter went, one official said. Quote, let's be advised, UVU in Orem has an active pew-pew at the Charlie Kirk event. We're getting several calls. We're trying to get more information. Another quote, are they requesting help? Another official asked. The response, we're not sure yet. We're just trying to get units that way. The first official responded. 7 minutes ago, Utah Valley University closes campus and cancels classes until further notice. Utah Valley University closed its campus and is canceling classes until further notice, according to an ex post by the school. Officials advised students to secure in place on campus until police can escort them off campus. UVU campus is closed. Classes are canceled. Those on campus secure in place until police officers can escort you safely off campus. We ask for your patience throughout this process. We are providing updates as best as possible. This is an ongoing and unfolding event. Okay, let's go to the New York Magazine one. Okay, hold on. Let me just look through these pictures first before I show anything on my channel. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to show those two pictures, but this one seems good to show. Scenes from the event and the aftermath of the attack. This is beforehand. He's happy. He's tossing "Make America Great Again" hats out into the crowd. We have Caroline Levitt in a wig right here. Oh, is that not who that is? Oh, sorry. Look just like her. So that's, yeah. And they have some other, they have two more pictures. I'm personally choosing not to show them on my channel, but y'all can find them if you want to. The New York Magazine Intelligencer live updates. It's just people like scrambling and running in the crowd, and some of them are kids and stuff. And then there's one with like a lady covering her mouth and she's like crying. So I'm just not going to another wonderful secret. Even if you put your comments like in a passive aggressive way, you still get banned. So y'all can keep trying, but you're going to keep getting banned. Nope. Banned man. You're getting banned. Good name. You already knew. Somebody went and made an account called Banned Man just to say that. I don't know, girl. Shout out to 13th Juror. Grace Davis, you need to go outside and take you a smoke break, even if you don't smoke, girl. Just go outside and get some air in that office. They're crazy. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for the $1.99 super chat. Jacqueline says, I believe in the power of prayer. Please join me. Yep, y'all can pray with Jacqueline. And you know what I am going to be praying for as well myself, in my mind and in my heart? I'm going to be praying for deliverance for some of y'all from the death cult. Amen. Anyway, okay. Yeah, he's gone. It's also this too, Keeks. Even if you don't like him, put that aside if you can. Obviously, some of y'all can't, but what about all the people there? It's scary to be in a situation like that and to see that with your eyes. And what if you don't make it? All those people got PTSD. Well, not all of them, but you know, like it's a risk, I should say. I shouldn't wish that on people. Lake Monstrous, listening in the background while I work. I missed your blunt opinions. You are so appreciated. Girl. Okay, so there's that. So far, y'all, they're saying he's in critical condition. Somebody did say he, it didn't look good. Somebody from the Turning Point USA team, but really no updates at all. There's no suspect in custody. The classes are canceled for the day until further notice. So until further notice. I definitely have questions about who would have done something like this. I mean, clearly there's deranged individuals who even managed to make it as my subscribers for 20 minutes who are in this chat. Again, like I said, I know they try to desensitize us to a lot of this stuff, but I actually, I just can't become desensitized. I just can't. So Mel Wiggle is saying, they carried the suspect away. I saw conflicting reports, Mel. They saying that that might have not actually been the right guy. Again, y'all, a lot of times whenever something like this happens, there is a lot of misinformation that gets spewed out. Okay. A lot. And a lot of times it's not even on purpose. It is truly a lot of times just people trying to get the information out as fast and best they can. Sometimes it might be on purpose. Okay. But because of that, I am going to be very careful before saying they carried a suspect away or they didn't. Shout out to my cousin Angel. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. They trying to scare us into silence. Ain't gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I ain't scared of nothing and nobody. I'm packed up, prayed up, and ready to go up. When it's my time, it's my time. And see y'all maybe, hopefully never. Hopefully I'm never put back on this prison planet again. Okay. But I ain't scared. Certainly ain't scared. Nope. Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter. Charlie Clerk. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying, like right here. Like Academics is tweeting 54 minutes ago that he passed away, but meanwhile, other places are tweeting that he's in critical condition. So I'm not about to be the one tweeting somebody with their young family saying they passed away when really they didn't, because it don't look good. I am trying to I'm trying to scroll through. I'm trying to scroll through to make sure I'm not going to share anything. I'm seeing people, it sucks too, y'all, because I'm seeing people on Twitter who I like their I like them, I like the accounts, I usually agree with them and stuff, but I'm putting my foot down on y'all acting like this is justified. Like even people who are saying Charlie Kirk would rather you're dead if you disagree with him. Okay, again, did he pull something out and shoot somebody? Until he acts on those beliefs, I just think this is crazy. Y'all are full on in it. I didn't realize it was quite this bad because it's like people I thought were a little bit more advanced in the frontal lobe than this. I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm going through this with 900 people as witnesses because you don't like somebody, so they should die. That's where we all are. That's like a common belief. That's like the normal belief. I don't think so. Can't be. Can't be. There is a video. Yes, awesome, Matt. You're right. There is a video of the cops pulling a handcuffed guy around, 60 years old, and his pants were around his ankles. Yes, there is. I'm not going to share that video because, again, it has been met with conflicting reports. I am not going to be sharing things that aren't official, or at least, somewhat, okay, we do have more updates here. I agree, Amanda. Every day something horrific is happening, and some of y'all are completely desensitized, and I rebuke. I absolutely rebuke. Okay, so they did update this transgender, how they were debating about trans. This is what he does. He goes to college campuses and debates about trans, and he debates about other issues, trans issues, and other issues. And most of his beliefs, I think I don't agree with him. I can't think of anything he's said ever that I was like, oh yeah, he's right about that. Maybe there is something, but I don't agree with this man on really anything. I'm trying to think of one thing. So I'm not a big fan. He goes and debates little kids at the colleges. Go debate somebody your own size or whatever, but why can't someone just say that? Why can't someone just be like, yeah, I mean, I don't agree with him. Y'all have to jump to the next level of so pitchfork gun. It's very insane. So they updated the entry that we read earlier about they were debating about transgender mass pew pew ers. And this remember was updated here. The vast majority of mass attacks in the US have no connection to trans people. From January 2013 to the present, of the more than 5,700 mass pew pew defined as 4 or more. I'm glad that they define this, because they do just throw this word mass around a lot, and it's not always the same definition. I always say, like, we need definitions for things. Five total pew pew have been confirmed as trans. Mark Bryant, the founding executive director for the Gun Violence Archive. Okay, so they just added basically this is they answered the question that was being asked right as Charlie got shot. Okay, I don't know if that was necessary for right then, but I was wondering, so that's fine. Okay, look. 3 minutes ago, CNN.com, suspect not yet in custody. Law enforcement source says, despite earlier university statement from CNN's Elise Hammond. Here's a photograph from the scene. There is no suspect in custody in the shooting of political activist Charlie Kirk at the Utah Valley University. Law enforcement source. Wasn't this a scene in The Handmaid's Tale? Didn't like the Handmaid's Tale lady, like the lead lady of the house, and her husband go to like a university? Was it in Utah? They went to a university and then they got pew-pewed at. UVU spokesperson Scott Trotter said in a statement that the suspect is not in custody. Charlie Kirk, who was invited by a student group that he is associated with, Turning Point USA, was speaking when the pew-pew fired from 200 yards away. Initially, the school said that the person was in custody. Okay, let me just make sure no pictures. No, girl, it was the show. It was the show Handmaid's Tale. The Hulu show. Okay. We have an update from Donald Trump himself. Diana Nerozzi. Who is she? Uh-oh. Was. Okay, y'all. Don't jump the, don't jump the shark, if you will. I truly, truly do not want to be a place, a source, a person, a channel, a platform where people come over here and then run off with misinformation. Okay. So nothing has been confirmed, but look at what was just tweeted about 20 minutes ago. Whoever Diana Nerozzi, she said, I asked Trump about how Charlie Kirk is doing. Quote, he's not doing well, Trump said on the phone. It looks very bad. When asked how he was feeling, Donald Trump said, quote, not good. He was a very, very good friend of mine, and he was a tremendous person. Again, y'all, I saw somebody, I'm not going to say the person's name, but she is a she, and she's a celebrity. Before I even came on this live 43 minutes ago, she was tweeting, posting on Instagram that it has been confirmed that he's no longer among us. However, that was some girl on Instagram. Okay. The official news reports are he's in critical condition. No suspect in custody, despite earlier reports that there was a suspect in custody. So we have some more updates. This is from New York Magazine. How much security was there at the event despite the large crowd? Tyler McGettigan, this is the same guy we already read, but I think it's a different interview. The event required a ticket, scannable code, kind of expecting that we'd have to pass through some type of security. No suspect in custody. Let me try to update this. Last updated 23 minutes ago. Let me go to regular Google. Yes, Serena. Thank you, JFK. Oh, thank you. The commander's wife. She was pew-pewed, right? Mm-hmm. This is the show, though, y'all. This ain't the book. They took some liberties with the show. Okay, New York Times has live updates. I like their live updates, how they do. No updates on his condition so far yet, other than that Trump tweet. ABC. Other than the Trump tweet, no updates on his condition that I have seen, but I am checking through the different tabs live. We now have quite a little collection going. We have Twitter, we have NBC, we have New York Magazine, Intelligencer, we have CNN, and now I just opened New York Times. Let me just scroll and make sure there's not going to be any pictures, videos. Glenn Beck's daughter was at this event. That doesn't surprise me. If she would have went there, she would have been at the Charlie Kirk event. What is Turning Point USA, the organization founded by Charlie Kirk? Again, I don't like it. I don't like the organization. I don't like how they infiltrate into the student government elections. I don't like it. But that's his thing. Conservative commentator Glenn Beck told Megyn Kelly on her live YouTube show that his daughter was at the event where Charlie Kirk was pew-pewed. She confirmed on Instagram that she was about 10 feet away and saw everything. Kamala Harris has weighed in and said it was deeply disturbing and she condemns this act. Thank you. Andrew Piscadlo was standing in the middle of a campus amphitheater on Wednesday waiting to debate Charlie Kirk about the 8th Amendment when a single shot rang out. What's the 8th Amendment? Harboring troops in your house? The 8th Amendment. 8th Amendment. There's that fair trial. What's the 8th Amendment? Cruel and unusual punishment. The 8th Amendment is cruel and unusual punishment, I think. Anyway, this guy, he's on the left, probably, side of this issue. I don't know. It's hard for me to think in the binaries. But this guy was fitting a debate. He was standing in the line when he heard the shot ring out. Quote, it was surprising. And no one really got down until the people in front of the stage did. 28-year-old of Salt Lake City, Utah, said in a phone interview, people got down in waves. He had been in line at a campus event in Utah, at Utah Valley University, waiting to speak and debate Charlie Kirk, as students typically do in the so-called Prove Me Wrong debates that Mr. Kirk, a right-wing activist, hosts. The student, I don't know, is he a student? It doesn't say he's a student. So he's just a guy. 28-year-old. Maybe I assume he is, but doesn't specifically say it. He had been in line as students typically do, but that doesn't mean he's a student. In the Prove Me Wrong debate, he estimated he was about 80 feet away, recalled that Charlie Kirk had been responding to a question about trans mass shooting suspects at some point before he was pew-pewed. When the shot rang out, he said he dropped first, but he didn't run. He said he did not see Mr. Kirk get pew-pewed. He estimated that the shooting occurred just minutes after the program began, shortly after noon, local time. Mr. Piscadlo said he was active in Utah politics. He said the setup of the amphitheater struck him as unsafe before the event. Despite a heavy security presence, he noted there were a lot of ledges and points where this could happen. This seemed really preventable. I'm kind of angry at the organizers. When the shot rang out, he said he saw people starting to get down and take cover. The crack of the shot wasn't nearly as pronounced, he said, which may explain why not everyone in the crowd dropped immediately. I'm just hoping Charlie is okay, the man said. And here's people running. People got down in waves when the shot was fired. House Speaker Mike Johnson is going to do a moment of silence. See, they do in moments of silence. Like, I feel like they know something we don't, but let's not manifest anything or, whatever. Prayers and blame and denouncements quickly followed the shooting. And don't forget about celebration. The death cult is celebrating. 5 minutes ago, police officers are going building to building and escorting people off campus. Utah Valley University said on social media. Roads to the campus are closed, the university said. In a brief interview with the New York Post, President Trump called Charlie Kirk a very, very good friend of his and a tremendous person. And he said that the outlook for Charlie Kirk, quote, looks very bad. Now, interestingly, the New York Times leaves out the he was a very good friend of mine. It's just a very, very, not the was. So they don't want people reading in too much to that, I would assume. We have one new update from CNN. Okay, in pictures. So let me just scroll through this and make sure. Yeah, I'm not going to show that. Oh, no, I'm not showing that. That's devastating. No, I can show the first one or two though. So, okay. Charlie Kirk answers questions. That's him right there shortly before. And then there's the people are running. Okay. It seems scary. It seems like something don't think that people should have had to endure, in a civilized society. We have a new update from NBC. A witness said, I saw the shot, I heard it, and then I just dropped to the ground. That's NBCnews.com. Chloe Malos' employer. So we do have an update from New York Times. Speaker Mike Johnson paused the House in the middle of a series of votes to call for a moment of silence and prayer for Charlie Kirk. When Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado asked for someone to lead a prayer aloud, several Democrats objected, pointing out the House had not given other shootings the same treatment. I could kind of see that. Like, if we just stop for every single shooting, they're just going to have to stop all day. Okay, breaking news, everybody, which we kind of suspected. And if anybody steps out of line right now, you're getting banned. Andrew Colvett, Kirk's spokesman, says Charlie Kirk is dead. According to the New York Times, less than 1 minute ago, Charlie Kirk has not made it out alive. I think this would be considered a political assassination. It is bad news for democracy, for a society, and I would say that no matter what his political beliefs were. Beliefs and actions are not the same thing. When people act upon their hateful beliefs, we should hold them accountable fully. But people shouldn't be shot for their beliefs. 1 minute ago, CNN.com, Charlie Kirk has died, Donald Trump says. He announced Wednesday, that's today, conservative activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot on a college campus in front of looking like hundreds of kids, young adults. There were kids there too, it looked like. They just watched that. You don't ever get over that. We living in a war zone, and y'all are arfing like fucking seals. And when I say y'all, I know I'm not talking to y'all. The ones that I'm talking to are blocked. Charlie Kirk has died, Donald Trump says. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He got 2 little daughters. Trump went on, quote, he was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he's no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let me type in Charlie Kirk pronounced. It's like brand new breaking news. Yeah. Bronx Daily. Charlie Kirk shot dead at Utah Valley University event. This is Bronx.com. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk was critically injured after being shot during a public speaking event. Today, the incident occurred shortly after he began addressing a crowd as part of his American Comeback Tour. 31 years old, co-founder, struck by gunshot. So here's the event report. 31 years old. I'm 4 years older than this guy. Wow. Struck by gunshot while speaking outdoors at a UVU fountain courtyard. The UVU fountain courtyard at approximately 12:10 p.m. A single shot came from a nearby building, striking him in the neck. Witnesses reported immediate chaos with attendees fleeing in panic. Emergency responders transported him to a local hospital where he remains in critical condition. But then, the title says shot dead. 3 minutes ago. Oh, man. President Trump announced on social media that Charlie Kirk had died after being shot in the neck. NBC has another update. Trump says Charlie Kirk is dead. He was loved and admired by all. Melania, everybody's sending the... And another thing too, y'all, like it got Charlie Kirk, but like there's all these kids there, these young adults, these grown adults, teachers, professors, like there was a lot of people that could have been hurt and that were put in harm's way. What did you send me? ABC 10 News. Breaking. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk dies after shooting. Oh my God. Brooke said, my friend's mom is in the same hospital for surgery. There are barricades in case of a riot. It's going to change their lives to have witnessed this despicable act. And let me just remind y'all, and especially the people that are celebrating this, cheering, or even apathetic, you just don't care because it's some guy you don't like or whatever. I mean, I would just offer you to think about the cycle of radicalization and how radicals and extremists are created whenever their beloved figures are murked in cold blood in open air and people start laughing and thinking it's funny. If somebody was on the road to becoming a radical or an extremist, you're lubricating the path, okay? You're putting Astroglide down. You are diddyfying the path for them to become that. Yes, you are. And you have the same blood on your hands. Yes, you do. I don't want to go to no more crowded anything anymore either. This stuff has totally traumatized me, and all I'm doing is sitting here looking at it from my house. Thanks so much, 13th Juror, for the $2 super chat. Totally. I live in Utah, y'all. Local news confirms he's dead. Wow. Kiki says she needs to leave. This isn't what America's supposed to be. I got news for you, Kiki. Nepal is on fire. France is on fire. The UK is shutting down internet access for protesters. There's nowhere. We live in an open air prison. That's why my heart is with the people. The people. The division is orchestrated and it is disgusting. Ned cannot stop crying. Birmingham leprechaun. Also in tears. Danielle said not diddyfying. I'm not trying to make light of a bad situation, but I do think there is something to, a little moment of levity moment. Thanks so much, Alana, for the $5 super chat. The video is horrific. His children are little babies. CNN has another update. Trump speaks with Utah governor after shooting. Governor Spencer Cox said he spoke to President Donald Trump today following the pew-pew death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That is crazy, y'all. We watched this man in the middle of saying his last words. And we watched him just, this is not something that human beings were supposed to be subjected to at all, much less to the degree and the level that we are. We are not supposed to see stuff like this. The fact we've seen so much stuff like this is a huge reason it keeps happening. I just got off the phone with the president. Working with the FBI and Utah law enforcement, we will bring to justice the individual or group Because, I'm saying it right here, right now. Y'all can come back to check me. I'm having a psychic vision. It's a psychic vision from the Lord time. Okay. This isn't a fact. I have a very strong suspicion. This is a group, and it's a group of radical extremists. That is a strong suspicion I have. Check this motherfucker's Discord. Check the Telegram messages. Check the group chats. Because I have a strong suspicion this is beyond one individual. Abby and I are heartbroken. We are praying for Charlie's wife, daughter, and son. So he got a daughter and a son, baby daughter and a baby son. He's 31. He's 31. Even if he thinks some stupid shit, didn't some of y'all think some stupid stuff at 31? We gonna kill people for thinking stupid stuff and celebrate it in the streets? No. No, we're not. Okay. I'm on New York Magazine again. Trump confirms Kirk died of his wounds. Here's the truth. He retruthed. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is no longer among us. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie, who was loved and admired by all, especially me. Now he's no longer with us. The extreme political reaction is already well underway. Confirmed details or not, libs of TikTok is saying this is war, which I absolutely do not agree. This is not war, you crazy freaking lunatics. This is not war. I rebuke. It's not war. No, it's not. We've got to stop tit for tatting. People are fucking dying. This is war. Stop. What the fuck? Stop. This is not war. We should stop saying things like this is war because it's like a war zone out here. This poor Ukrainian girl came over here to escape a war. None of us are safe. You realize that's what this means? Nobody's safe. Nobody has been for decades. And y'all are doing this. And by y'all, I mean the ones blocked. No, they don't need to check into a mental hospital. They need to check into a prison. He's dead. Like, what? This is crazy. It's Democrats, and then the next shooting, it's the Republicans, and then the next shooting, it's the Democrats, and then the next shooting, it's the Republicans, and then the next shooting. Anybody going to check the Discords? Anybody going to check the group chats? Jesus Christ. And then all this freaking propaganda doesn't help. Less than a minute ago, GOP, it's a Republican, Utah Senator Curtis, warns of escalating political violence. Condemning political violence. That I can agree with. This was political violence. There's no doubt about that. I definitely think this was a political shooting. And you know what's so ironic is that Charlie Kirk just tweeted like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, that we should politicalize the unaliving of the Ukrainian lady on the train. Now, I disagree with him on that. Remember when I told y'all I disagree with like most of the stuff he's ever said? I can't think of a single thing that I agree with him on. That's another one. I don't agree with him that we should politicalize that stabbing on the train. However, this particular incident that happened to Charlie Kirk, I am willing to say that's political. That seems political, like a political assassination. I agree, Nell. We can't normalize this. We can't be out here tweeting this is war. It's not. I rebuke. I do not consent to it being war. Pass. Okay, hold on. I need to change my title to my video because there's been an update. Um, sorry, I was changing my title. All right. We have some updates. We have one at CNN, one new update. I'm assuming Psy has already been gotten rid of. Oh, yeah, no, you gotta go. I rebuke you in the name of all that is holy. I rebuke you in the name of everybody's God. Everybody, the one true God is the one I mean. You gotta go, Psy. I rebuke. And again, y'all, I have to be even extra because I have this platform. I have to be even extra adamant that I rebuke. Because these deranged death cult lunatics will be out here acting like they my fans. No, the fuck you not. Get off my channel. Ew. Gross. Get away, you stink. Ew. Ew. Thanks so much, Hibiscus Rose, for the $9.99 super chats. Thanks so much, ABC, for the $20 super chat. This is so tragic. It is. It's terrible. It's disgusting. And y'all are just so disgusting for supporting and encouraging it. Here's what to know about him. Utah event was part of a tour. He frequently traveled to college campuses, speaking and taking questions from audience members. In exchanges that often led to viral videos, Kirk's appearance at Utah Valley University today was the first of a 14-city fall American comeback tour. The first. It was the first. He was going on a tour. There's all these kids got all these tickets and can't go see nothing because he's gone. It had Kirk's signature "Prove Me Wrong" table where Kirk would urge those who disagreed with him to debate an issue. He was answering a question at the event when a single pop was heard. Video taken by attendees shows the crowd screaming as he recoils in his seat and appears to reach for his neck. The president and dozen of other Kirk allies, as well as Democrats who had sharp disagreements with him, posted well wishes and calls for prayer online. He married Erica Francevy in 2021. The couple had 2 young children. We do now have a map. This is where Charlie Kirk was shot. Political activist and ally of President Donald Trump was shot while speaking at an event on the Utah Valley University campus. Approximate site of the shooting. This is the Hall of Flags, if you're familiar with that university for some reason. The Fugel Gateway Building, the Woodbury Building, the Sorensen Center. I wonder if the shooter was on top of this building. The Lossy Center. Lossy. So this is about where that tent was. We do have 2 updates from the New York Times, so let's go over there. Okay, so this is a map of like where it is in relation to Salt Lake City. Search activity. This is 7 minutes ago, New York Times. Search activity is continuing at Utah Valley University, where several groups of armed and outfitted agents can be seen making sweeps through the central campus on foot. They couldn't even catch the freaking person yet? Please. 6 minutes ago, Utah Valley University officials confirmed no one had been arrested. There's no suspect in custody. It is an active investigation. This is from the university spokesperson, Ellen Trainor. The university said 4 agencies are investigating the shooting: Orem Police, Utah Valley University Police, the FBI, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Okay, no updates there. Let's see, CNN. Okay, we already read that. New York Times, we already read that. Okay, so let me go to the... Crystal said SWAT is going building to building and the older man was released. Tracy said, wait, my daughter showed me a video of an old man getting dragged out. Yeah, he was released. Tabitha said, yeah, they said that man was the wrong guy. That's why I didn't show his video. Wow, terrible, unreal, just had, yeah, it just there and poof, the person's gone. They haven't been able to catch him. Sarah's like, they haven't been able to catch him. There's tons of surveillance in Utah because Utah houses all the supercomputers for the government. Dialza, I'm kind of with you, girl. I'm very empathetic and I'm filled with so many thoughts and emotions from the perspective of those present, his family, his friends. This one hits hard. I'm sure seeing it over and over on X doesn't help, and that's why I'm not showing it. They straight up embarrassed that poor old guy, and that's why I didn't share it. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm going to go just look for like I just Googled. Okay, AP News has an update 6 minutes ago. Okay, we have another tab here in the lineup, AP News. 19 minutes ago, it was reported with AP that he had died. Just in 36 minutes ago, apnews.com. Person taken into custody after Charlie Kirk was shot is not believed to be shooting suspect. Person taken into custody was not believed to be the shooting suspect. Just in Charlie Kirk, this was 19 minutes ago. Charlie Kirk has died after being shot at an event in Utah. Here is another angle of where the incident took place. Charlie was sitting right here. He was speaking about here. And I think, okay, the university stated, okay, so this is breaking news for my coverage at least. The university stated the shooter fired from this building right here. The Losey Center, I don't know how to say that. But somewhere between this black square and this arrow right here, somewhere here, and then pew-pewed about here. Authorities are still searching 13 minutes ago for suspect in the death of Charlie Kirk. Utah's governor spoke with Trump and vowed to bring the shooter to justice. We will bring to justice the individual responsible for this tragedy. We are praying for Charlie's wife, daughter, and son, the governor wrote, adding that he and his wife are heartbroken. The mayor of the town, David Young, these must all be Mormons. The mayor of Orem, Utah said the mayor of Orem, Utah is David Young, and he said the suspect remains at large. 4 minutes ago, they have not caught this person. We have another new update from CNN. CNN political commentator remembered as enormously courageous and unapologetic about his views. One of the most unique and special people in the conservative movement. He was able to convince people to get involved in politics that may not have otherwise done so. He was allegedly a godly person, unapologetic about his views, enormously influential. He was leading people. He was influencing people. When he did something, when he said something, when he took a stand on an issue, you can bet that people would move. Let's go back to NBC. Oh, we got a CNN update here. Another one. Turning Point less than a minute ago confirms Kirk's death. Charlie went to his eternal reward with Jesus Christ in heaven. Charlie Kirk's organization Turning Point USA has announced his death in a note to employees and supporters. It is with a heavy heart that we, the Turning Point USA leadership team, write to notify you that early this afternoon, Charlie went to his eternal reward with Jesus Christ in heaven. A Turning Point USA official shared the note with CNN. Okay, I'm going to go back to let's go to Twitter, I guess, see what's going on over there. I'm kind of nervous to pull Twitter up on this live because of we have a new update from New York Times anyway, because I don't know what's going to come up. Girl, okay, girl. President Trump has ordered all American flags to be lowered to half staff until Sunday evening at 6 in honor of Kirk. No, I'm not doing that. But I do feel bad that he died, and that shouldn't have happened. Yeah, it's a mess on Twitter. Right. I know we can't even debate anymore. I'm not personally, I won't be lowering anything on my property for Charlie Kirk. Just because once you start doing that, you got to lower it for everybody. Okay. I'm not doing that. But, he shouldn't have been killed and gunned down like that. For sure. That is a tragedy. It's all over Twitter, they say. And I know I don't want to show that video. Candace Owens is tweeting, I can't process this. I'm on Twitter and a random Nicki Minaj tweet. Give her streams back. I'm looking up. I'm on Twitter, but I have it down, so I don't want to play that video. I don't want to see that video. This was his last reply. Look, he has been recently tweeting about this Ukrainian lady, the refugee lady. This guy tweeted, whoever this guy is, I don't know who this is. He might be a piece of, you know what? I don't know this guy. Okay. I'm just reading live updates or whatever. He said, I just now realized that Charlie Kirk's last reply on X was to me last night. Without X and people like Charlie, I may have never known the truth. I'm shaking with anger, sadness, with tears in my eyes. And he's saying, I don't think you understand the level of radicalization this has caused within me. I will never be the same person after watching this video. We do not have to live this way. And Charlie Kirk had said, yep. I agree with Kira. Charlie Kirk is a father and husband. He's a human. I don't care if you politically disagree with him. Nothing justifies this sick act. And I know some people are like, well, he deserves it because he supported, the foreign terrorist state that does genocides. You know who I'm talking about or whatever. Yeah, you shouldn't support foreign terrorist states that are doing genocide. I completely condemn them. I stand with the people. They're definitely all going to hell for fucking sure. But what about like these kids that didn't ask to be born? And what about, all the family members that maybe don't even agree with him? What about all of the people that are going to be just wrecked and traumatized by this? What about the taxpayers that might have to step in and take care of these kids? You never know. You never know where that money's going. I don't know if there's a business partner who's going to get it all or what. No, tomorrow's 9/11. Tomorrow's 9/11. Okay, let me go to latest on Twitter and just see if we have any updates. Okay, we do have an update from CNN. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, called this incident a great heartbreak. One of the devastating news, idea that political violence has taken one of the strongest voices. Great heartbreak. Charlie, close friend of mine and confidant. He will be sorely missed. It's scary. Like, you can't even go talk to college kids without getting shot in the neck and dying. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad out here. Okay. Yeah, I can't even imagine this. The kids will grow up knowing that a Google search can show them how it happened. I'm sure they'll end up seeing it whether they want to or not. And this is what I absolutely will not consent to, Fi, and we can't. Faye, Saul, we can't do this. We gotta we just gotta stay, we gotta keep it moving. This is what, like, the evil and the powers that that want this dark world to exist. This is what they want. They want us to be so numb and just so, like, just traumatized by seeing some other horrible, horrific thing every day. Yesterday, it was a black man and a white woman, and there was race wars. Today, it's conservative and liberal, or, transgender and Republican, whatever. Tomorrow, it's going to be something else horrible, and it's going to be something else terrible, and you're going to be tempted, and we're all going to be tempted to fall for it. Just one time. It's they just need to keep doing it to us. Just keep on exposing us to this bullshit every day until finally we just break and turn on each other. But I don't consent. I don't consent. Anybody doing stuff like this ought to be in a cage. You're not going to get me arfing like a seal over this bullshit. Nope. Nope. Divide and conquer. Yep. Just like the Luigi thing. Yep. Nope. I rebuke. Me personally, 1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 at my right hand, but will not come near me. And whenever it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But you're not going to get me mad at my cousins, my brothers and my sisters out here. No. Now, is Charlie Kirk my brother? I probably wouldn't have characterized him as such. But I think everybody should be able to just do a little debate out of college, for the love of God. Come on, y'all. Okay, we just got an update from CNN. One minute ago, NBC said students offered police escorts as search for suspect continues. Utah Valley University students who are still on campus are being offered police escorts as authorities continue to search for a suspect. Police will come and escort you out of the building, the university wrote in a post on X. Public transportation available at Orem Station by pedestrian bridge. CNN has an update. 2 minutes ago, Trump orders flags at half staff. I'm not gonna be doing all that, but if y'all want to do that, I can understand. Shout out to Real As It Gets for becoming a member. Jordan Cruz says this is an absolute travesty. Amanda said, I'm sure a lot of us in the chat don't agree on everything, yet here we are agreeing that ending a life isn't the way. We can agree on morality. Yeah. George wants to come in here and act like a stupid bitch, so he's getting blocked. Who else? Plaguesaurus or whatever, you motherfucking too, blocked. Who else wants to come in here and act stupid? Who else? Line them up and watch them burn, buddy. Thank you, New Life Plan, for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for being live on this right now. Shout out to Real As It Gets, becoming a member. I sure could go for some beignets. I don't know why I just got a craving for them. I'm thinking about it too. It's like a little bit self-serving too, because I am the type of person, right? Like, this is kind of my job too. I'm not on the political right. I don't have a political leaning, but I definitely say stuff that the tyrannical government don't like. I definitely say stuff that the foreign terrorist state that's doing a genocide right now don't like. I definitely say stuff that the National Center for Disease Control don't like. I say stuff a lot of people don't like. I tell y'all whenever they lying about how somebody died. I am absolutely a victim of lawfare. And what's to stop somebody from taking out a pew pew and getting me next time I want to go somewhere? I don't want to go to no public event. And then whenever I get got, there's going to be half the internet celebrating. Fuck that. I'm staying in my damn house. Y'all on your own, buddy. Don't let this desensitize you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It's horrible and it always will be horrible. Period. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Janetta, becoming a new member. Maria, it's not going to start a civil war because you know what it requires? A civil war requires our participation. And I don't consent. No. We're not doing civil war over here. Y'all can go do civil war over there, but no, we're not doing that. Lisa, exactly. Exactly. We should be able to voice our opinions without threat of physical harm. Tina says, a great question. If you can't debate in college, where you are supposed to learn and explore different ideas and ways to do things, then where can you debate? Then if not at the academy? Maria, yes, the desensitization of violence must stop. We have to be shocked and disgusted regardless of beliefs. Period. Feel bad for his kids. Please, no war. No, we're not doing war. We're not doing war. We're not doing that. Rest in peace. Rest his soul. May God have mercy on his soul and all of that. Oh my Lord, Joe Biden still talks? Girl, they done got the Joe Biden animatron up and talking. Girl, there is no place in our country for this kind of violence. I agree. He called for an end to political violence after the fatal shooting of conservative activists. And they're not calling it an assassination, which I find interesting. There's no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now. Jill and I are praying for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. Okay, we have a new update from the New York Times. Maps and photos show where and when Kirk was shot. The event was being held at an outdoor stage where a crowd of students had gathered to hear him speak. According to the university, he was shot about 12:10 p.m., 20 minutes after he began speaking on campus 40 miles south of Salt Lake City. I guess they're not showing me the map. The event was the first of a 15-stop. IT was on tour. Hold on. The event was the first of a 15-stop itinerary on what was called the American Comeback Tour, which had planned appearances at college campuses across the country. Not anymore. He was sitting beneath a white tent emblazoned with American Comeback in an outdoor amphitheater space on campus. Seconds before he was shot, he was asked a question about mass shootings in America. A spokeswoman for the university said the shooter fired at Charlie Kirk from the Lucy Center, a building about 200 yards away. This sounds just like that Trump situation. The gunman is still not, or woman, we don't know, the gun person is still not in custody. The school originally said the shooter had been taken into custody, but police determined that the person they had detained was not the gunman. Hold on, let me make sure. No. Girl, they were in the pond. They were getting in the pond. This is sad. All these poor little Mormon children. Videos showed people fleeing from the event immediately after news of the shooting broke. Statements expressing shock and horror began to pour in on social media from prominent figures on both the right and the left. Search activity is ongoing at the university, and officials said 4 agencies are actively investigating the shooting. Okay, well, I mean, it's starting to become a little bit more suspicious by the moment that all the freaking FBI can't find a shooter. We have another update from NBC. Charlie Kirk, quote, murdered at campus event. Turning Point USA says he was murdered by a gunshot. Spokesperson for Turning Point USA confirmed in a statement, "We ask everyone keep his family and loved ones in your prayers. We ask that you please respect their privacy and dignity at this time." Let's update New York Magazine. Okay, so they're doing a little propaganda push here, and this happens every time. Every time somebody's shot, somebody on some side makes it political. And sometimes it is political, but in this particular situation, of course, they're just going to run with it. But when the shoe's on the other foot, then they don't have anything to say. And that's what I don't like about this two-party system. Kirk allies blame the left for his assassination. The last time the radical left. Oh, girl, I don't. The left, Elon Musk says, is the party of murder. I mean, girl, they both. The death cult has infiltrated all sides of the political aisle, and I rebuke. Charlie Kirk was answering a question about Benny Johnson. I think he might be a spook, personally. Okay. There are no recent American precedents. This is the New York Magazine for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They're calling it an assassination. There you go. Political assassinations are not rare in the United States. A Minnesota legislator and her husband were murdered in June, apparently by an anti-abortion zealot who was planning a more extensive killing spree. See, the anti-abortion zealots on the right do it too. Okay, this is not a political aligned issue, but I would be lying. I would be obtuse to not say that this particular assassination was political and politically motivated for sure. I would assume. We don't even know who's the shooter or why, but that's an assumption I'm willing to make. Charlie Kirk wasn't just a controversial political figure. He was actually a huge national celebrity with a fan base of many millions, including much of the MAGA movement. You actually have to go all the way back to the 1990 assassination of Meyer Kahane, an extremist, or Kahani, I don't know how to say that, an extremist rabbi convicted of terrorist attacks in both the United States and in Israel, to find anything comparable. And even that's a stretch. Yeah, I mean, girl, please. Before that, Black Panther Party chairman Huey Newton was assassinated in 1989. He was as famous as Kirk, but probably not as influential. The dual assassinations of gay rights icon Harvey Milk and San Francisco Mayor George Moscone in 1978 loomed large over subsequent decades. And then we're back in the golden age of the assassin, the 1960s, when Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were slain, along with the two Kennedy brothers. While nothing is likely to match the national traumas of that decade, we may hear echoes of these haunting events in the days just ahead. Two new updates from New York Times. Former President Joseph R. Biden. Why are they saying junior? He ain't a junior. Right? Posted on X that he and his wife were praying for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. There's no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now. Senator John Thune, a Republican of South Dakota and the majority leader, just stood on the Senate floor and said he was horrified to learn that Kirk had died. And he called for an end to political violence. Well, you got to call for that end to political violence when it's on your side too and all that. Chaz Donner, New York Magazine, about 7 minutes ago, a new era of American political violence. The Times, Ezra Klein notes on X. In the last few years, we've seen the plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer, the storming of the Capitol, and pipe bombs left at the RNC and DNC. The break-in to kidnap Nancy Pelosi and the brutal assault on Paul Pelosi, multiple assassination attempts, or two, against Trump, the assassination of Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and the shooting of a state senator, John Hoffman, and his wife, Luigi Mangioni's assassination of Brian Thompson, and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Political violence is contagious. It is spreading. It is not confined to one side or belief system, and it should terrify us all. The foundation of a free society is the ability to participate in it without fear of violence. Political violence is always an attack against us all. You have to be so blind not to see that. Woo! I don't even know if I agree with this, Ezra, on anything else, but that I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree. How his Turning Point Action Group fueled Trump's return to the White House. I could give a shit at a moment like this. I could really give a shit at a moment like this. Okay, let me go to Google. And that's true. That's a good point you make. Maybe let's leave people's name out of stuff until they're convicted, because it is innocent until proven guilty. Mustard said it was actually an attack on free speech. And the stuff I'm reading on Twitter is absolutely disgusting. This isn't about skin color or politics. It's about causing chaos and oppression and division. I agree completely. Thanks so much, Daily Dose of Christ, for the $5 super chat. He was being asked about mass shootings right before a single sniper shot rang out. It is crazy. It does sound very crazy. It sounds like I wouldn't be surprised if the person who shot the gun knew that that question was going to be asked. Like, remember when I said earlier, I think maybe they should check the group chats the person was in, but hold on real quick. They got to find the person first. No, I'm not saying anything was a setup, but without a doubt, in my mind, the person who pulled the trigger had some advanced planning that happened. So when I saw the word set up, that's what I meant, like orchestrated plan. I don't know anything about any setups. Okay. I don't even know who the freaking shooter is. They ain't even telling us. COINTELPRO, they saying. Yep. Articles like the one I just skipped over are exactly what fuels events like this. That's why I ain't trying to focus on them. They stupid. Taking someone's life because you don't agree with them is absolutely wild. This is not democracy stuff, y'all. This isn't free country stuff. This is like, we going backwards. I wouldn't go on X. I wouldn't go over there on X. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. New life plan. She said you can leave your house. You're God's favorite. Yeah, I know, but they crazy out here, girl. Thank you for the $9.99. Thank you for the $9.99, Deborah. Thank you for the $2. Regina, thank you to everybody doing the super chats. I know this video is getting demonetized if it ain't already demonetized, girl. Let's see. Do we have any more updates? Okay, let me go. That pew sounded far away, they saying. Lance is saying, I've been checking other channels live, not looking good. People are pissed. I mean, I'm pissed too. We got to stop shooting people in the streets. I mean, when I say we, I never did that. I would not watch that video, y'all. It's like, I can't get it out of my mind. How'd that shooter get away so fast without anybody noticing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What? They had enough time to arrest that one pawpaw, but they couldn't get the person who was jumping off a roof? The FBI's there? Mustard said, he also wished he could unsee the video. No, we're not going to be sharing the answers to any what video and all that. It was a close-up one. And yeah, Dawn said, I think this is the only sane chat I've seen on any channel. Thanks for humanity here. And it's going to stay that way. That shout out to the mods. Monica's like, yup. It's going to be a Thomas Crook situation. Hey, Biatch Corpus. That is a funny name. Hey, Biatch Corpus. She or he said, I'm telling you, it's going to be somebody that used to be in the military. And then we're not going to find out any more info. And then mainstream media is going to stop talking about it by Friday. I wouldn't be surprised. If you see a video, Brian said, and then you think, I bet there's a closer video. There is. And it is extremely graphic. Do not search for it. I bet you it gets taken down. The shooter is now said to be further away. Okay, so let me see what updates we have. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Yeah, agreed, Amber. TSW. In my opinion, it has nothing to do with gun violence. This has to do with a deranged individual who will stop at nothing to prove their point, not over politics, but for hatred of their own life and others. I completely agree. It's an infestation. Thank you, Rando, for the $2 super chat. Thank you for the safe space. Yeah, I mean, I do what I can. Okay, let me see the updates here. There's no updates. I don't know where Andy's getting that information. I'm not saying it's not true. I literally don't know because I don't see that update anywhere. Let me type it in like Charlie Kirk. Okay, wait, we got AP. Wow. Okay, so we're on AP. We have a few updates from the Associated Press. 19 minutes ago, local mayor urges people to report anything suspicious as shooting suspect remains at large. This is 19 minutes ago. Mayor David Young of the North Central Utah city of Orem, says that several local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies are working in the investigation, while the suspect in Kirk's fatal shooting remains at large. He says police in Orem and Utah Valley University are among many agencies involved in the investigation. Meanwhile, authorities have told anyone at Utah Valley University to secure in place. After the shooting, the campus was closed, and a post on the school's emergency information page told those still on campus to call officials and be escorted out. After the killing, the campus was evacuated. Utah Valley University has issued a statement saying its campus has been evacuated after the killing of 31-year-old conservative activist and Trump ally. A university statement said after Kirk's fatal shooting that the campus remains closed and classes are canceled until further notice. Those still on the campus were asked to stay in place until police officers safely could escort them off campus. Meanwhile, armed officers are walking around the neighborhood bordering the campus, knocking on doors and asking for information as the suspect in the shooting remains at large. This does say it was updated a minute ago, but I'm not seeing where's the update. Search activity, this is New York Times, is continuing at Utah Valley University, where several groups of armed and outfitted agents can be seen making sweeps through the central campus on foot and on trucks. Look at this. Look at them. Oh my God. Y'all, usually I'm like, we do not need these women out here being Secret Service agents and things. But this one right here, I'll make an exception. She don't look like she plays. I would trust this one with my life. Look at her. She is not playing around. Okay. Not her. Not her. Look at them. They might be a little bit playing around. I don't know what they're doing. Okay. AP. Okay, let me just go to like Google or whatever. Shauna said if he was using a silencer and on an elevated surface, that means this was orchestrated and not spontaneous. Have a feeling this was planned and probably a sniper. It's almost like they want us to be traumatized by seeing all this stuff. That's why I'm saying it's something that like, I think some of us think like, oh, we've seen that in movies or we've seen even real life videos of horrible stuff happening, but we're really not meant to see that stuff. Like we're not, it like actually hurts your soul and your source to see like mutilation of other human bodies. Like that gore and stuff, y'all are messing your frontal lobe up. You're actually messing your own self up. Just saying. Why would anybody want to see it? I mean, seriously. I had no idea it was going to be like what it was. I can tell you that. When I saw it in the up close one, I was stunned. I was stunned. Like I had a knowing that he didn't survive that. But I mean, anything's possible. How could I really know? But it was like the immediate amount of splatter, we'll say, made me feel like it was impossible that he was going to make it even like a full 1 minute. Like the person got like the KILL shot. Like I think he probably bled out before he made it to the hospital. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Thank you, Christina, for the $10 super chat. God bless you, BJ, and your work. Prayers for Kirk family and for the truth. Amen. Thank you for that $10 super chat. There it is. I don't even know why that's allowed on social when I'm flagged every 10 seconds. Seriously. It wasn't his first event, they saying. Then Diddy Docket said it too. They were like, it doesn't, he ain't been pronounced, but it don't look good. We got a new update from NBC. White House lowers flags. I'm not doing this lowering the flag thing, but if y'all want to do that, I understand, why. I'm not telling you not to do it. We do have 2 updates. Okay. We have some interesting updates from the New York Times here. Statement about the motive. Hold on. Okay, so here's the university site of the shooting. Here's the Lucy Center. So it was somewhere up on this roof somehow. So I don't know how they know it came from over there if they don't have the shooter, but that's fine. 2 minutes ago, quote, "We don't know yet what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy." Oh my God, I hadn't heard from Barack Hussein Obama in years, but I'm glad he's speaking out. Shout out to him for that. Quote, "Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially his wife and their 2 young children." Just now, New York Times, Bernard Mocam said Utah Valley University officials encouraged students who are still on campus or who had taken shelter in university buildings after the shooting to call for a police escort. Police will come and escort you out of the building. It's like you can't go to a college, you can't sit on a bus. And people are saying we got to do mental health services. We got to do more mental health resources. No, we got to lock the animals in the cages that we already have called jail. Okay. We got to stop putting people in jail for stupid shit and start putting people in jail for stuff like this and stop acting like they should get a little sideshow trial of mental because they're mental. No, if you can do this, you got mental problems. You can handle jail. Just go to jail. As he was talking about gun violence. I'm deleting all comments where y'all are telling people where to find this grotesque video. CJFK is like, I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it. It was a main artery is what it looked like to me. They can tell by the wound entry where already, though, that seems pretty soon. Only one shot. Yep, he was the only one shot. So it seems like somebody was a pretty good shot, huh? And it would make sense if somebody was former military, but also I guess could make sense if it was just somebody who knew how to hunt and shoot a gun. But it doesn't make sense somebody like that would be shooting a Charlie Kirk. But I mean, girl, who knows? Former presidents. Yeah, I think so too, Big Peach. That was a sharpshooter. You could tell, yeah. It was something that if you've ever seen an animal, on the farm or in the woods, get, a main line cut. I as so light, I did not have any idea how graphic it was going to be, which is why because remember, like, whenever I first found out about this, it was like, oh, he was still alive, oh, incident going on campus, this, that. It was like I hadn't been warned, like, don't watch that video. Like the girl on the bus, I have not watched that video, and I won't. There's certain videos I just won't watch, but I didn't have enough, like, appreciation for just how horrible it could really be. Brittany, I'm going to take it a step further. She said, cousin, the bad guys are getting worse. This is the part of our story where all the Christians should band together. I'm going to take it a step farther. All the Christians should band together with the Muslims and the Jews and the Buddhists, and all of us should come together. The Zoroastrians, the Sikhs, all the types of Christians, the Catholics, the Protestants, all of them, all of us, the atheists, the agnostics, the Presbyterians. Everybody should come together and say no more. We are not going to continue to perpetuate this. We are not going to teach this to our children and our nieces and our nephews, and it's going to stop here. We are not going to get baited into religious wars. We are not going to get baited into religious wars when we all serve the same one true God, or don't. Or don't. Everybody ought to be able to live a free life without getting shot and gunned down at a college or on a bus or on a train. I think we should all band together. The Christians too. Thanks so much. Grateful for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you for being a safe space in this dark time. God's favorite and our favorite. One shot fired. One shot fired. People doing claps. People clapping. Amen, sister. Light versus dark. High five, high five. Yes, thank you. Because I'm about ready to start going on a walking tour. I want to go on a walking tour to all the different religious organizations, all the different, like, temples and such. I want to go to the mosque. I want to go to the churches. I want to go to the temples, the gurdwaras, the mandars, the synagogues. I want to do like a walking tour for peace where you show that you could just go and learn from people, and we can all agree on some pretty fundamental stuff. Like, you shouldn't get gunned down on the train. I mean, at the university, or stabbed in the neck on the train. Thank you, New Life Plan, for the $9.99 super chat. That picture's funny. PD Teal, who's that? Says the person who says we need to unite is the Antichrist. Well, girl, that must be me. We all need to unite and agree. We should stop killing each other over religion. We should stop killing each other over race. If that means that the person saying that is the Antichrist, then I'm happily the Antichrist, girl. Because that sounds pretty Christ-like. Stop killing people. I know you're not saying it. You're talking about PD Teal, who's a demon. We know he's a demon. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. He was gone on the spot. He had no chance. United we stand, divided we fall. Our country will not end up destroyed, because I am not going to live in a destroyed country, and y'all should refuse to do so too. Guess whose choice it is? Ours. And the sooner we wake up and realize that, the better. Before they get me, just remember these words. I'm not suicidal too, also. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. They just want an excuse to control us. It's true. Okay, we got a new update. In my opinion, it's true. Oh, it's about politics. Brave man. Okay, I don't think that's necessary for my coverage. Okay, we got a new update from the New York Times. Let's see. Nothing new there. Let's see. The AP. Okay, so we got one new update from AP News. Kirk billed his college swing The American Comeback Tour. His appearance at Utah Valley University marked the kickoff of his latest national college tour. The tour featured Kirk's Prove Me Wrong table, where Kirk sat, as he did on Wednesday, fielding questions from students. It's like just a few hours ago, he was sitting out there talking to people. The conservative activist had scheduled events over the next 2 months at locations including Colorado, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, Virginia Tech, the University of North Dakota, Montana State University, Indiana University, my alma mater, Louisiana State University, that's LSU Go Tigers, and the University of Mississippi. Some of my cousins went there, my first cousins. So that's where he was going to go. Now he's not going there no more because he just got assassinated. And people are apparently on Twitter cheering about it and thinking it's a good thing. Okay, 1 minute ago, we get an update from NBC News. Quote, "Do you run?" Witnesses who took cover after shooting describe the chaos. Taylor Dufour and his wife, Haley Birmingham, were about 30 feet from Charlie Kirk when the fatal gunshot rang out, and the first reactions in the crowd near them was to get down. We heard the gunshot, and people just started dropping. He said his biggest concern was laying on top of his wife to protect her, right? Okay, so people are out here cheering. Oh, yeah, that deserves him right. This is war. All this bullshit, all of this. Think about the people who were there at this event. A young couple. His only concern was getting on top of his wife, making sure she wasn't going to be shot to death. Wake up. Quote, "I looked over and saw him as he was falling out of his chair. I saw the blood coming out of his neck. It was just people panicking, kind of chaos." He said at first, this is the wife, at first she questioned what the sound was, and then a man in front of them started pushing people down, saying, "Everyone get down, that's a gunshot." And then the next thing you know, you're just trying to look for your exits. He's saying to stay down, but do you run? Do you stay down? Do you crawl? You just don't know what to do. The couple are fans of Charlie Kirk, and so are their kids. Everyone in the crowd was having a good time. Quote, "It makes me angry. I do get very angry about it, that someone could have this much hate inside them and want to take somebody out of this world." It's just sad as well because our world is so divided at the moment. And I feel like people just need to get along. We have a new update from New York Times. Stephen Miller, one of the key architects of Trump's domestic agenda, expressed his grief about the death. I don't know why we need to know who he is. Like a guy, like another guy that talks about politics, said his heart is shattered. All of us must now dedicate ourselves to defeating the evil that stole Charlie from this world. Disagree. We do not need to continue to incite more retaliatory action because guess what? There's going to be nobody alive anymore. Y'all are going full Thanos. We need to calm down. Jess said, "I'm so upset. I don't agree with him, but my brother listens to him, and all I can see is my own brother up on that stage with blood spewing from his neck and his soul. And it is soul wrenching to think about it." Agreed. Ava said, "It's so sad. I can picture my boyfriend and myself in that situation and how scary it would be for everyone. This is more than political. It's a war zone we live in. This is war. Somebody needs to inform libs of TikTok. We've been at war. It's a war zone to walk out of your freaking house. You can't even go to you can't go to a federal courthouse without being screamed at, screeched at, attacked. You can't go to a bus without getting stabbed in the neck, a train. You can't talk at a college without getting shot. And now they want to declare this as war? Bitch, where you been? Where you been? Press conference in 5 minutes. Okay. Let me look it up. Where's there going to be a press conference? Who said that? Where'd you see that? I guess they do have the... Okay. Okay, here we go.
We got Matt en route back. Or regularly scheduled to be en route back. Yeah. Not a test. 1, 2, 3.
They got the poor little intern up here testing the mics.
I'm not a fan of this. I'm going to slightly move this forward. Well, what I can tell you what I am seeing is, you know. But, yeah, that was...
Okay, I'm going to turn the volume and I'm going to see if I can find some other angles or whatever of this. There is a press conference in the works being set up here. We just saw it. I'm going to see if I can find some other angles. Charlie Kirk posted a video moments before reportedly being shot and killed. Okay, we have another. Who's this? Breaking live now. Okay, we got 2 up.
And Hunt, what in your eyes is law enforcement doing right now?
I do not give a shit about whatever is in this man's eyes. I want the press conference. That looks like a green screen if I ever saw one. She looks familiar. Who's she?
May slide a few minutes. Yeah.
Actually, maybe 5 to 10 minutes backwards.
I had a feeling. That's why I asked.
How are the flags? Do the flags look okay?
Oh, I guess it's not.
Great.
Girl, they are having their whole moment. Do they know that 1,200 people are watching them? Probably not. Charlie Kirk, the CEO and founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA, was fatally shot at Utah Valley University Wednesday. President Trump confirmed his death on Truth Social. He was shot at 12:10 in the quad near the food court. He was allegedly discussing shooting and gang violence at the time. We are confirming that he was shot. We're praying for Charlie. One person was taken into custody, but he is not believed to be the shooting suspect. As of 3:40 p.m., the shooter was still at large. Okay, so let me turn this volume. Okay, these guys are still talking. The governor is going to speak. DPS, the Department of Public Safety, is going to speak.
I know him from his other job, so I just didn't know if he was or if it was President Jimenez.
How long ago did you work at Queso? It was my first.
They're setting.
Oh, yeah.
It's her first journalism job. That's funny. You're getting all the behind the scenes. Okay. I'm just getting a few different angles of this press conference up. There will be a press conference. Make sure to like the video. It's definitely going to get demonetized. So I need all the help I can get. We also have some views from outside the court. The Congress, where are they? This must be DC somehow. President Donald Trump, I don't know what this is. Yeah, he's officially pronounced dead. Yeah. It's a lot of breaking news. Okay, we do have an update here. A couple of new updates. One from New York Times. Let's get these as they come in. Zachary Morris, who attended the event with his 3-year-old daughter, described confusion and mass panic in the crowd when the shot was fired. All I could think was, I got to get my daughter out of there. And shout out to these guys that were just thinking about the women and the girls in their life and protecting us and keeping us safe, because, you know, it's not a lot of men out here thinking about stuff like that anymore. So shout out to them. This is a tragedy for America, CNN says, or former Trump campaign advisor says. Just look at this man crying. The killing of Charlie Kirk is a tragedy all around. David Urban, who is a former Trump campaign advisor and CNN senior political commentator, told Jake Tapper, it is a tragedy for America, not just for the Republican Party or for MAGA. Urban met Charlie Kirk during Trump's 2016 campaign and will call the activist an Eagle Scout, an all-American kind of boy. He said Charlie Kirk was trying to change the hearts and minds of people and was very powerful. To see his young life snatched away is heartbreaking. It's disgusting, and everybody, I think, in America should take a step back. And whether you like him or don't, whether you like the president or not, you got to say this has to stop. They're still testing, doing mic checks, and
Check. Oh, now I'm hearing that.
they're still doing their mic checks for the press conference. I'm looking for the press conference, but it doesn't appear to have started yet. Okay, WSBT TV. Oh, is this the same? Okay, it's the same thing. All right, there's going to be some type of press conference, so.
Check. Oh, now I'm hearing that. Oh.
Shouting erupts during the moment of silence for Kirk. A moment of silence on the House floor for conservative commentator Charlie Kirk devolved into a moment of chaos as a pair of Republicans called out Democrats. See, they're just making this into their own clown spectacle, and I'm just not going to participate. We got an update from CNN. Investigators have not identified a suspect. Federal law enforcement sources say investigators don't have a suspect identified in the shooting death. They have launched a manhunt, two federal law enforcement officials told CNN. Attorney General Pam Bondi said the agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the FBI are at the scene to assist. Law enforcement officers can be seen in video footage combing buildings, including rooftops at the perimeter of the open-air venue where the shooting occurred at Utah Valley University in an apparent effort to collect evidence, including possible shell casings. This is the supposed press conference, which is about to take place. They're saying that the governor of the state is going to speak and the head of the Department of Public Safety for either the state or for Utah. Witness says he saw Charlie Kirk go limp after the shooting. Okay, let's go to NBC. I'm just updating my different little sources here now. And now I'm going to New York Magazine.
Still waiting, I can film.
Yeah, Star said, I just went to X and I was blasted with the video that I did not want to see. You can tell they don't do this often, thankfully. Angel said, write it down, take a picture, but you being warned. I watched the video on X. It's incredibly disturbing and absolutely tragic. Sick person. Yeah, Anon, tell him. Thank you, Anon Mouse. If you think you have the freedom to, you do not have freedom of speech on this channel. This is a dictatorship. Go do freedom of speech on your own channel. I'm not the government. The fuck? This is the Queen's Court. If I let y'all have freedom of speech on my channel, I will be in a lot higher cortisol position than I am. All right. We just can't do that. Janetta said the local reporter they are showing is very new. Oh, fairly new. And this is definitely the biggest story he has covered, I bet. There is also a school shooting in Denver. That is too much. At least no one else was physically hurt, I guess. Yeah, true. That would have made it worse, but my freedoms ain't getting restricted, so I don't know who you're talking to with that threat. This is them here.
We are waiting this news conference that is expected to begin very shortly. You can see, of course,
Louder
behind me the official state seal. Governor.
It's not loud enough. I'm gonna comment. Y'all need to say louder. You can't comment? Oh, now they done turn the.
Will also be speaking to us.
It's not loud enough.
Val Peterson, who is the vice president of Utah Valley University, will also be speaking.
Vice president of the university.
Here, but we do not know at this point if they will be speaking or participating in this news conference. But this is where we will get our first official information about what exactly happened earlier today. Obviously, we've all seen the videos. We have seen, we've heard from eyewitnesses.
Can y'all hear it? Is it turned all the way up?
Us, if they have anyone in custody, if they have made any kind of arrest in this situation, and exactly what happened. I'm looking around the room. I'm certainly seeing a lot of political staffers in the room, but what we are waiting for right now is the governor, the Department of Public Safety Commissioner, Utah Valley University representatives, and others. But we are waiting this news conference. It will happen. We are told still very shortly, but again, we're waiting to see them actually walk into the room and begin this news conference.
Okay, Slay.
I did talk to a public affairs individual here on Union campus. He said that Charlie had about 8 security personnel there with him at that event. They also had several other security personnel from the DMV.
Okay, so
That's right. We still haven't gotten any word. We do know that, of course, the campus is under lockdown. It has been for most of the day.
yeah, he for sure is dead.
Tomorrow,
Tabitha, Tasha.
We're still waiting to see what exactly is the plan here, or what has transpired in the meantime. What I can tell you is what I have been observing, which is over the past several hours, we've been watching.
Not Utah here.
The SWAT team and other law enforcement officers have been going building by building. They've been clearing these buildings. What I saw earlier, a short time ago, students.
People are saying this chat is so much better than where they were, and I do that on purpose, and it's not without tremendous help from the mods. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Birmingham Leprechaun, Oklahoma Outlaw. Who else is in here? Anonymous. Christy, if you're in here. Oh, there's a guy who got a video of the guy on the roof. Let me go see. Okay, let's see. Video of guy on roof, Charlie Kirk. If someone has that on a video, if it's a TikTok or something, you can email it to me too. I'm going to check my email and see if anybody already sent it. Let me turn this guy back up. No. Okay, we have an update from New York Times. Okay, it's just more political type stuff, I think. Conservative media figures grieving Kirk's death on air. Fox News, Megyn Kelly, Ben Shapiro, Benny Johnson.
Very secure building. Even getting into the building that we are in right now, we were greeted by an officer who was very nice, but had an AR-15 strapped to his chest.
Oh.
So, this is heavily secured. And of course, the governor, it should be pointed out, travels with his own security detail. We are surrounded outside these doors. There are.
Okay. I hope they turn their mic up on this one. Okay, hold on. We have an update from CNN. JD Vance, Peter Thiel's little lap toy, is going to travel to Utah. I wouldn't trust any of these damn people, really, truly. If I was anybody. Let's see. Charlie Kirk. Now they're saying he was assassinated. Live updates. They're doing thumbs ups. Yeah, he's talking, but it's so quiet. She's the associate director.
You know, we're already late. We're already, and let them know what's happening with the government.
They're coming in. They're running late. They're going to come in. Okay, then they're going to come in and get started, but she can't find them. I'm going to try to find a different version of this press conference because it's giving me pause with how quiet it is. I have everything turned all the way up. And it's just not loud enough. Let's try this one. I think that's the same one. Let's try the AP. Okay, this one. Let's say this will be a good one. All right, here. Got this one up too. It's interesting how the rhetoric shapes the interpretation of the event. Indeed. Suspect spotted on rooftop before Charlie Kirk shooting. That's the title. It's a short on YouTube. Thank you. I'm going to type that in. Suspect spotted on rooftop. Oh, girl. And then they got the ABC 7 saying that the witness says a man yelled, "I would do it again" after the shooting. Okay, here y'all go. Oh, my God. This is crazy. Okay, hold on. Here it is.
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. Is somebody on the roof right there?
Look at that.
Just saying. He just ran from over. Where's my finger?
Okay, hold
Over
on.
there, ran in. No, he's
Hold
right
on. Shh, I didn't mean to do that.
there. Just saying. Just
I want to replay it.
get right up.
In case this is ever
You think
deleted.
he'd already be in place?
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from.
It does look like a guy on the roof or a person.
Where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in.
Okay.
Now he's right there.
That's something,
Just
y'all.
saying,
It has 27 likes.
Get right up.
Oh, you can't share one of these
You think
things.
he'd already be in place?
That is crazy.
think that.
Okay. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so let's take a look back at this press conference situation. This seems a little louder. Okay, there's going to be a press conference. As you can see, they are setting up for it. We have a few different angles here too. Okay, we have KATU News. We also have Up North Live. 16,000 people watching live right now. That press conference. He was laying out there. Y'all saw that? It's gonna get deleted, but I have this video, at least this one. I did not download the video. Somebody can download it for me and send it to me if you have time. Somebody download it for me. I don't have time right now. I don't even know how. One thing he did not do when he lost. At least we have some evidence of some shooter. I mean, that's what that appears to be. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. We have some updates here. Several of President Trump's, this is New York Times, several of President Trump's top advisors were close with or admired Charlie Kirk. Oh. Late Wednesday afternoon, the mood at the White House was one of shock and sorrow. Trump met with top officials in the Oval Office. Elsewhere in the building, aides and staff members, some of them who appeared to have been crying, tended to their work, while in the background, news reports blared on television that the shooter had not yet been caught. We have another update from CNN. Shooting of Kirk is in direct opposition to our values, says the...
As I mentioned, we are going to go actively live.
Hold on. We got...
Lieutenant Roden, we're going to start our live, and he's going to give an update every 5 minutes until the actual press conference starts.
Okay.
Also, if you guys need a water, our UV hosts are kind, and they have brought some because I know it's hot, and we're all in one room together. Any questions? Yeah. There is not.
Oh my God, I just realized for the first time, or like not realized, but I just kind of thought about it for the first time. I'm finally old enough to run for president. Like I've always said, like I'm not even old enough to run. I'm actually old enough to run as of this month. Don't give me any crazy ideas. And I approve this message. Okay, we're still waiting. This is crazy. This is that video if y'all missed it.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boy. Look.
Get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that.
Look.
So there's somebody on the roof right there?
See right there?
Just saying.
Right there?
He just ran from
Right there?
over, where's my finger? Whoa. From over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying. Just
Isn't that crazy?
get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, y'all's mic is not good.
11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
This mic is good. This one's too quiet. There's a new video on Nick Sorter's X showing the guy on the roof running. Okay, let me go over there. I'm kind of scared of what they saying over there on X. What's his name? Nick Sorter? I don't know who that is either. If y'all don't like him, I don't even know who that is. Nick Sorter. What's his X? Oh, maybe he has me blocked, girl. It says this page doesn't exist. Oh, they might have deleted the video. Look, I guess he got me blocked. Because look, everybody posting, this post is unavailable. Wait, let's see. Oh, there he is. Okay, he don't got me blocked. Okay, hold on. Let me go to his, I don't know what he's going to be saying over here, but people are saying, wait, is this? That's Gunther Eagleman. That's not Nick Sorter. This is Nick Sorter. Oh, I blocked him. Okay, let me unblock him. Who knows what I blocked him for? I'm looking for the one of somebody running on a roof. Oh, okay. He says breaking. Multiple videos. Let me show y'all. Hold on. I'm just trying to silence this. Can't stand all this background noise. Multiple videos have surfaced showing what appears to be an individual running and ducking on the roof of a university building moments after Charlie Kirk was shot. Officials said Charlie was shot from around 200 yards, but the shooter is still at large, and it's unknown if these videos show the shooter.
Get right up.
Okay, so this is the same one, right? Okay, wait. Wait, shoot.
Get right up.
I think that's
You think he'd already be in
the
place?
same video we saw.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying. He just ran from from over there.
Right there.
Ran in. And I was
There is
there.
another video though.
Just saying, just
All right, let's go over.
get right up.
Okay. Look. Oh my gosh, did y'all see? Watch it again. You see this up there? Look. Up here on the roof. Sinister. Sinister. The press conference has not happened yet. They up here doing this. Hasn't started yet. Campus has cameras. Professional. A different building, Janetta said. Okay, thank you for keeping the details in order, Janetta. They're saying that's not the right. That is not the right video, they saying. Excuse me, not the right building. I'm sure the campus cameras are going to be consulted, y'all. I'm sure all of that stuff's being done right now. We have an update from CNN. GOP lawmakers angrily accuse Democrats of fueling violence. I'm not going to even participate in this. They're screaming the F word in Congress. And I'm going to say no. If people can't keep their shit together and not scream F words at each other in the halls of Congress, then they should be voted out of office. And I mean, I'm just so sorry. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me. If you can't keep your shit together enough, then you shouldn't be in that job. Both sides. Both sides. Period. Okay, Janetta said, I taught there. The first video is not accurate for the current facts. Okay, thank you. That's not the Law C building. Here we go. Oh, they're doing
about 2 minutes before they finish that, and then it'll be about a 5-minute walk over here. So
okay.
7 minutes out, maybe slightly more.
All right. Okay, the cop's talking. Hold on.
We should be beginning our briefing on the UVU incident here shortly. That should begin in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just waiting for individuals involved in this to work their way over to our briefing location.
Okay. It looks hot in there. People are sweating. So what he said, if you didn't hear, is that they're finishing their intelligence briefing on the matter. They got about 2 more minutes before they're done, and then it's going to take them 5 minutes to walk to the place. So budgeting in for government bureaucracy time, I'm going to add 5 extra minutes. So I'm going to say it's going to be 6:23 right now. I think they'll be getting started by 6:35. Okay, 6:35. I think it's going to take them about 12 minutes. The video of someone running on the roof is on YouTube too. I did watch that one. If you're feeling really emotional, it's best to excuse yourself. Thank you. Yes, before you get, say something crazy and then you can never talk on my channel again. I mean, that would be the worst. Gabby said, I'm going 6:40. Reading some of y'all's comments. What is Spark Automotive? Tabitha said, I hope they have security. Okay, no. Anybody coming in here with that bullshit? It's funny because I know y'all have to wait for like 20 full minutes before you can make a comment. And then the first comment you ever make, you're blocked. Actually, I'm about to go make it to where you have to be a subscriber for even longer because there's just idiots in here today that are brand new. They clearly don't know what's going on in here. They don't understand this is the Queen's Court. Hold on, I'm updating something in my creator backend. All right. There y'all go. Okay, now I have a Ashley, I understand that it's frustrating when you have slow mode on, but whenever there's a lot of people in the chat, especially a lot of new people that don't understand the rules, people be putting a lot of what's called like spam in here. So, you know, usually the slow mode is not on, but it's got to be on for times like this. Jordan said, I don't know why they're making violence a left or right thing. There's people that are dying. I know, seriously. No, I think the feature in Thailand is the comments, Monica. I don't think it's live chats. Okay, so 2 new updates from New York Times. That Trump is a survivor of 2 assassination attempts is never far from the minds of his team. The killing of Kirk, who was a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, was chilling to them. Yeah, I bet. Okay, so here's Utah Valley University. Here's where he was shot. The university spokesperson said the shooter fired from this building. Just now, New York Times, FBI Director Kash Patel said the subject for this horrifying shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Breaking news. Breaking news. According to the FBI Director Kash Patel, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Just now, breaking news, New York Times. We have some updates. Let's make sure nothing's happening here. I don't want them to tell us it on the live and then we miss it. Oh, yep, here they are. Let's watch it. I was definitely wrong about my...
To Timbernogus Hospital, where he later passed.
Let me see which one's better.
Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer. Today, at approximately
this is better.
Mountain Standard Time.
Here we go, press conference.
Political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timbernogus Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zim.
George Zim.
He was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice.
Oh.
We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was 1 shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack.
So is he in custody or at large?
This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who's struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU. God. And seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners.
No, they're not.
As we work through this case.
They're not aligned. The stories are not adding up at this very moment.
This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you.
We gonna find you.
We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Oh, clocked.
Our nation is broken.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
We've had
we strong.
Political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination
You ain't gotta come and confess.
on
We
a
looking for
presidential
you.
candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States.
Homeboy, homeboy,
Nothing I
homeboy.
say can.
Oh shit. Girl. Was my song too good? Oh girl.
This is a country.
Oh my God. The song was
Nothing
too good. Oh my God. Hold on. Is this one glitching?
Say right now can fix what is broken.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll put him on.
Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk.
They didn't like my song. It glitched.
Our hearts
Okay, I'm gonna go over here to this one. Let's try this one.
broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation.
Come on, girl. What's going on here? I'm glitching.
Desperately need lead.
Do y'all see this glitch?
More than the leaders.
What the fuck?
Every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case.
This the governor, girl.
I pray that
Stephanie.
those who hated
I didn't know either till today.
what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans.
Oh.
With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The
He's
FBI
upset.
director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
Okay.
That is not George Zant.
That is not George Zant.
Okay.
That is correct.
Is there any still searching or looking for another shooter or anybody else related to this?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where, how long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooting?
Do you want to talk about what we know there? Yeah.
The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus.
Closed circuit.
We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
All dark clothing.
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
Potentially.
To clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did FBI or DHS have anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak.
I'll just say that the investigation's ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involvement?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Thank you. Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Who was there security-wise and what happens on these kind of events?
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we're devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare. I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his wife and parents found out about this. Obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah. They find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This is outside.
We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the Central campus. We have a waterfall area. And so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident. So we did have officers there. We had Charlie Kirk's team. He has a security team that travels with him, and they were here with him when he was shot.
Was the gun recovered?
I'm sorry, see?
Was the weapon recovered?
At this point, I can't disclose that.
Was the weapon recovered?
Being asked about mass shootings, was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
Say the question again. I don't know if I understand.
Was the person who asked the question about mass
Answering a question about mass
shootings detained?
Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
A question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that kind of set the security protocol for the event?
So we work together. He has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we were working together.
Was this a shooter type shot?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's those are all the questions that we will be answering
Oh,
today.
the people can't ask any
thank
more
you for
questions.
covering
What's
this.
new?
We will be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family and to the students who were there today. I would just ask everyone everywhere to please pray for their family and to pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. Thank you.
And there they go, waddling off.
To our media partners, we will be sending a release out with updates through one channel of information, whether it's DPS or FBI. So please make sure that you fill out the Google form with updates specific.
I'm with him. I'm with him. Why does the government never want to answer questions is really the question I want to know the answer to. But I'm glad that it wasn't like, miserably long. Okay. We have some things to go over. Okay. Whew. There were some questions I saw I wanted to answer. Why can they not answer questions about the pew? That's the first one I want to answer. I think they did recover a pew, but they don't want to be saying, oh yeah, we got it. We recovered it. Like we, got the weapon, because then it's like they don't really know that yet. My little flag. Was there a silencer? What kind of weapon? Yeah, transparency. Yeah, we all know they don't really be liking to do that for real. Okay, wait. Somebody said that they emailed me a possible suspect. The internet sleuths are sleuthing. Oh, no, not that. The internet sleuths are sleuthing. And I have apparently received some emails. Okay. The first email I got is from Garden State Accountability. This article says Kash Patel says they have this suspect. So I do think that a little bit the discrepancy has been a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Reconciled, because they have a person of interest in custody. They're not calling him or her a suspect. So again, they're using a little different words than each other. They like to play these word games. This is an article from AP News. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk fatally shot at Utah college event. Shooter in custody, FBI says. The person suspected of fatally shooting conservative activist Charlie Kirk on a Utah college campus is now in custody. That is according to a social media post from FBI Director Kash Patel. This is a breaking story. Let me scroll past the picture. Okay, Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist, shot and killed today. Renewed attention to the threat of political violence. The death was announced by social media. No one understood the suspected shooter has not been arrested. A person who was taken into custody by law enforcement at the university where Kirk was speaking was not the suspect, according to a person familiar with the investigation who was not authorized to speak publicly. Videos posted to social media show Kirk speaking into a handheld microphone while sitting under a white tent, emblazoned with the slogans, "The America Comeback" and "Prove Me Wrong." A single shot rings out, and Kirk can be seen reaching up with his right hand as a large volume of blood gushes from the left side of his neck. Stunned spectators are heard gasping and screaming before people start to run away. The AP was able to confirm the videos were taken at Sorensen Center Courtyard on the Utah Valley University campus. Kirk was speaking at a debate hosted by his nonprofit political organization immediately before the shooting. Kirk was taking questions from an audience member about mass shootings and gun violence. Do you know how many trans Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? An audience member asked. Kirk responded, "Too many." Which I would agree, but that applies to too many mass shootings, no matter if somebody's trans or not. A single shot rang out. The campus was immediately evacuated. Last week, Kirk posted images advertising his trip. Okay, where's the Kash Patel? Did they take it out of here? Hold on. Yeah, right here. This is where it was. That's according to the social media post from Kash Patel. Okay, so I did get another email from someone who was saying that there is a potential, the internet sleuths are on it. Link to the suspect video. Okay, got one from Allie. Shout out to Allie. TMZ on the beat. Possible shooter spotted running across roof after shots fired. Law enforcement is still searching for the person who shot Charlie Kirk, and new video might show the shooter's vantage point as well as their escape from the scene. Now, we have the unique honor of having someone in this chat right now, Janetta, shout out to you, who worked at or taught at this university. So she's saying that this video that we did see earlier doesn't match up. That's not the Lossy building. Oh, this is the dispatch. Okay, let's listen to this.
East of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle. Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with PD, do they have the shooter in custody?
Okay, jeans, black shirt, black vest. It's a blink and you miss it moment. But the shape definitely looks like a person darting across the roof, and a spokesperson for the university did say the shooter fired from the roof of a building 200 or so yards away. Kirk was rushed to a local hospital, but doctors were unable to save his life. His death was announced about 1:40. Numerous politicians, voices. Okay, wait, where's that video though? I don't want to watch that one. Where's the video? They're not showing it? Is it this one? This is the dispatch call. Oh, I don't want to show it if it shows him. Let me just make sure there's nothing graphic. Oh, yeah, it's the same video. Okay. Janetta was saying that don't add up, though. Okay, so here's the video. TMZ showing the same one. Right there on the top of the roof. Again, Janetta said that wasn't, so we're going to have to wait for more information. So the person laying on the roof. Okay. So Janetta, please tell me, Janetta, does this one right here add up? Could this possibly be, is this the Lucy building? This one? Is this right here the Lucy building? Ting, that. I need a yes, I need a no. I need a yes, I need a no. I know, Quinetta. I saw that. I saw they were acting crazy, and I said she needed. Yes, he is running. Janetta has confirmed. She's hot. She used to teach over there. She said, yeah, that probably, well, you can see what she said right here. But based on what she said, which is yes, the running is on the Lucy building. That might be him. That might have been him or her or they or them. Okay. Now I do have another tip somebody sent me. Somebody sent me another tip that it's a possible shooter. Girl. Anyway, okay, hold on. Oh shoot, Omar. Oh shoot. So Najra Galvez. Let me look up the Twitter, the tweet. Hold on. Because I don't want to show, I ain't trying to show my whole email here. Najra. Yep. Oh shit. No. I did not want to think that this was like an orchestrated transgender setup situation, but I fear it may be. And again, y'all, I think it's all just always orchestrated to turn us like crabs in a barrel against each other. But I'm going to read what I'm seeing here. Trans, which I don't think it really has anything to do. I don't really care. Personally, I know some of y'all care. I don't personally care what is somebody's got during that down there downstairs. Truly, I don't care. Najra Galvez, renamed Reunicla, who has locked his account, threatened yesterday that something big was going to happen with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is coming to college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. That doesn't look good. And that's why you can't be out here just saying any damn thing too. Okay. The account is now locked. The posts are protected. Okay. They tweeted. I want to make this very clear. I am not the person responsible for those tweets. The person with this username has changed their ID within the past few minutes, so I quickly nabbed it to prevent it being taken by someone with malicious or financial gain intentions. It's a shame there's so many incredibly vile and hate-filled comments under this post toward each other solely based off political views. Violence, especially of this nature, has absolutely no place in society. I hope for the swift capture of the monster responsible. Okay, wait, hold on. I want to make this very clear. I'm not the person responsible for those tweets that are going viral. So this person has changed. So the person must have just deleted the account. And what happens is, and this happened whenever somebody changed the name of the law school that I went to, when you give up your Twitter name, somebody else can get it. So I guess this person has changed it. Again, y'all, the screenshot I got in my email, it could be, I didn't see it, tweeted here. These are all things that a lot of times happen to confuse us. Okay. So all this like transgender that and black, white, this is all stuff that has the very strong potential to make us look at each other instead of looking at the monsters of our society. Let me catch up on a lot of we have a lot of updates from NBC, CNN, New York Times, a lot of updates. So let me get into those. Person of interest, 22 minutes ago, NBCnews.com, still at large. Utah authorities say. Person of interest still at large. See, we're getting all kinds of different reports. Are they at large? Are they in custody? Authorities are still searching for a person of interest. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, I believe this was a targeted attack toward one individual. I believe so too. Mason, this is the Utah Public Safety Commissioner. He clarified that a man was initially detained, but did not match descriptions of the shooter. The man, George Zinn, was booked on a change. I'm telling y'all, check the freaking group chats. Mark my words. Check the Discords. Check the Discord chat logs. Check them. Check the telegrams. Check the signals. Get the phone and check. The FBI and the State Department of Public Safety asked the public for any information that could lead to clues. This is a political assassination, the governor said. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to young children. He was very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. He was on the Utah Valley University campus today to debate ideas in line with his beliefs about the power of free speech. He added that that is a constitutional right foundational to the formation of our country. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I say can bring back Charlie Kirk. 9 minutes ago, authorities are giving mixed answers about a suspect, but they say a person of interest is in custody. While Utah Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason, oh, that is a Cajun, okay? Who transplanted Bo Mason from Louisiana to Utah? Bo Mason told reporters that a suspect is at large. The governor has said a person of interest is being interviewed in connection with the fatal shooting. That person is not George Zinn, the man who was initially detained after the shooting. He was not a match to the shooter's description. Mason said the only information that authorities have about the shooter is from closed circuit CCTV video from the campus. We do have that. We are analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know he was dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description. Here's the Kash Patel tweet. FBI is confident person of interest is the shooter. Senior official says. A senior FBI official told NBC News that the person of interest announced by Utah authorities is the same person that FBI. Okay, so we finally, 5 minutes ago, we get a resolution on the mixed reporting. Okay, FBI is talking. Kash Patel was tweeting about the same person. Patel was referencing X Post tonight's press conference. They are confident this is the shooter. He says this tweet. The subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with the FBI. We will provide updates when available. I just want to see the community notes. Moments ago, local law enforcement gave a press conference indicating that while initially they did detain a suspect, he did not. Okay, so the community notes are doing their job to try and catch up here. Was that the most recent? Yeah. Okay. We have 6 new updates from CNN since the last time we came over here. So let's catch up there. Okay. So this was 31 minutes ago. Authorities held a press conference after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on Utah campus. Local authorities are expected to provide details after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. Suspect not yet in custody. That's what they were reporting before the press conference. Then 23 minutes ago, Utah Department of Public Safety and FBI are leading criminal investigation into the death. Utah Department of Public Safety and FBI will be co-leading the criminal investigation into the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The state's public safety commissioner, Bo Mason, said this. After Kirk was shot, he was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Regional Hospital where he died. I'm surprised he didn't pass before he even got there. Officials believe the shooting was targeted, which I also believe. The shooter involved fired one shot at one person. Officials do believe it was a targeted attack toward one individual. University vice president says violence and infringement of free speech has no place on campus. Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson offered the university's condolences to the family of Charlie Kirk on Wednesday and stated that the campus should be a safe place for the exchange of opinions. We firmly believe UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU, and we seek to make our campus safe, a safe place for all. Okay. 24 minutes ago, a suspect held earlier was released because he was not an accurate person of interest. A suspect was held shortly after the shooting, but he was released because he wasn't the accurate person of interest. He was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect, and he was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked in the county jail for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. Okay, 9 minutes ago, officials are interviewing a person of interest in custody, Utah governor says. Law enforcement is currently interviewing a person of interest in custody right now, breaking 9 minutes ago. At a news conference, he said officials are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to this shooting. Y'all better get on Reddit. Y'all better get on the Discords. Get in the group chats, okay? The current person of interest is not the same person whose Utah's department said was held earlier. Okay. So they have a different person of interest, not that one. So there's like this old bald guy. They did arrest him. He is going to jail, or he's been held right now, but he's not the one they think did the shooting. Or maybe he was released. I don't know. Again, we're getting conflicting reports, but there's two separate people. Okay, 20 minutes ago, Utah governor calls Charlie Kirk's death a political assassination. I want to be very clear. This is a political assassination. It's a dark day for our state and a tragic day for our nation. 14 minutes ago, investigators are working with CCTV footage only. Investigators only have security camera footage to work with at this moment. The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what quality that is. Authorities do not have a better description of the subject than dressed in all dark clothing. Okay, the suspect, not subject. Yeah, but they have somebody that they're questioning. Okay, they're just not telling us. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a student? Who is this person? What's the race? What's the religion? What's the nationality? What's the origin? What's the creed? Usually that's what they're doing, right? White man, whatever. Black man, da 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 da. Transgender woman, da 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 da. Right? The shot came from a long distance, potentially from the roof or a roof. 12 minutes ago, vigil to be held for Charlie Kirk tonight in D.C. It will be held at a church on Capitol Hill, 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's starting now. Officials believe only one person was involved in the shooting, according to the governor. Officials believe that there was only one person involved in the shooting death, college campus earlier today. At this point, there's no information that would lead us to believe that there's a second person involved. The governor said at a press conference. Still, investigators are actively looking for people who may have more information about the shooting. The governor said authorities have a person of interest in custody that's being interviewed right now. The person of interest is in custody. A person of interest in custody following the death. The investigation is ongoing, the governor said, but I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you and we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. The person of interest is currently being interviewed, officials said at a news conference today. We have one more update here. FBI sets up a tip line for information about the Pew Pew. The FBI has set up a digital tip line for information about the shooting of Charlie Kirk. The Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI are co-leading the criminal investigation. You can find the tip line here. Here, y'all go right here. I'll put it in the chat if y'all got any tips for the FBI. Yes, he's dead. He is dead. He is gone. He is no longer among the living. Okay, so what else do we have here? We have over 9 updates from the New York Times come through. Okay, let's see. Charlie Kirk was taken in a private vehicle to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The commissioner of the Utah Department of Public Safety. He also confirmed that the police did take someone into custody who turned out not to be the shooter. Still, that person was booked and accused of obstruction of justice. This is the aftermath of the incident, and this is very sad. If you can look at something like this and feel anything other than kind of like sadness or something negative, you have some problems. You have some problems, and it's un-American. Investigators said they believe this was a targeted attack. The incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. An FBI special agent, Robert Bowles, said the agency has deployed full resources to the investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. This is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation, said the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. The person of interest is in custody, being interviewed by the authorities, declined to say more about that person, but FBI Director Kash Patel posted on social media minutes earlier that the subject that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. The governor said authorities believe the person acted alone. No, they didn't. This was a group, in my opinion. At this point, the governor said there's no information that would lead us to believe there's a second person involved. Jeff Long, this is New York Times 23 minutes ago, the police chief at Utah Valley University, where the shooting took place, says there were roughly 3,000 people there at the event. The university's police department said 6 officers were working security. Jeff Long said, quote, "You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today, we didn't." This is the police chief. Because of that, we have this tragic incident. I'm glad he took some responsibility. He said Charlie Kirk also had a security team that travels with him. Oh, there goes the finger pointing. I was surprised to see that didn't come sooner. 7 minutes ago, a moment of silence in the house for Kirk descended into partisan strife, and I'm not giving that any of my airtime over here. I think they need to learn how to act over there because the horse is rotten from the fucking head down. I said what I said. 6 officers were at the campus event. This is CNN.com 1 minute ago. 3,000 people and 6 police officers. 6 police officers were at a campus event with 3,000 people. This could have been way worse than it was. The university event had more than 3,000 people in attendance and 6 officers on guard, according to Jeff Long, the police chief. The event was in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and people were jumping into it. People were in the water, trying to hide for their life. Plainclothes officers were also in the crowd, along with Charlie Kirk's security team, where there wasn't one of them on a roof. He said, "We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately, today, we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident." They better hope they don't get sued for admitting. They should have done more. Okay. Let me go to Kash Patel's Twitter and see if he's popping off over there. Like, he's giving all kind of tea. Release the Epstein files while you're at it. The subject of the horrific shooting today. Did he say anything else? They caught him. They won't tell you his name, his motive, who radicalized him, how he got the gun, what platforms he was posting on or messaging in. I'm getting the Discord tangle. Why the FBI was watching and didn't stop. I don't know that that's necessarily true. Shout out to Live Oak, Florida. I'm doing okay, y'all. Personally, I'm fine, but I absolutely refuse to get pulled into some type of weirdo partisan fighting. Not doing that. Just updating some of our other sources here. I'm updating right now the AP News. Oh, girl, even George W. Bush is talking. He's weighing in. Former President George W. Bush says violence must be purged from the public square. The former president lamented the killing and said an open exchange of opposing ideas should be sacrosanct on a college campus. In his statement, Bush added, "Members of other political parties are not our enemies. They're our fellow citizens." The Republican ex-president closed the statement by asking God to bless Kirk and guide America towards civility. AP reporter describes scene after Kirk was shot. Kirk follower says he went to Turning Point's headquarters to give a large donation in person. Alex Lane said news of Kirk's killing prompted him to head to the organization's Phoenix headquarters and hand them $10,000 check. Well, you can do that if you want. Kirk killed with a single shot in a parent targeted attack. Well, that's about Wait, what did Bob say? Shout out to Nerd Report. Did y'all all come from Nerd Report right now? That is funny. Shout out to Nerd Report. Thanks so much, New Life Plan, for the $4.99. Welcome to That Surprise POTUS, a job I might never do again. Seriously. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Conspiracy of Everything. Thank you for the $19.99. I was never really a fan of Charlie Kirk, but I genuinely feel sick right now. The videos of his shooting are absolutely horrific. Sending prayers to his wife, family, and children. Rest in peace. There you go. I'm doing okay. The Reddit, the Discord, the Telegram, 6 to 3,000 is wild. B said, I just sent you something. Check your email. Okay, let me check. All right, I'm checking. Charlie Kirk tip. Just found a video of the alleged shooter being taken into custody. It's different from the first guy we saw. What do you think? Okay, let me look. Okay, this don't look like dark clothes either, girl. What is this? That don't look like dark clothes either. What in the Larry David hell is this old man in a wig? This is suspicious. They saying authorities have arrested Charlie Kirk's assassin and recovered a rifle among his belongings. This is Shadow of Ezra. Take what you see on a take what you see on Twitter with a grain of salt, but thank you so much for sending me that. Let's take a closer look. I'm not saying this necessarily is the shooter. It's being reported on a Twitter account. I got to be very careful what I say, and purport to be real, but it does look like they are arresting somebody. And it does not look like the same guy. What are they pulling? What do they got in this little baggie? Let's watch. Is there volume? Is there... I don't hear anything. They're going through a bag. We'll start it over from the beginning. Okay, let's start it over. Okay, we're zoomed in. They got...
Right outside the carry-on. The rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
I didn't see the rifle on the dash. I'm surprised it would be somebody old. I would have assumed it would have been somebody in their 20s. He's got a football hat. Some team. And they're digging stuff around. I got another tip too. By the front of the car. The rifle is with the officer in the front of the car, they saying. Okay, let me look. I don't think that's him. Let's see. Let's watch it again. It's a minute long. Okay. The front of the car, they saying. Let me watch. Oh, hold on. Here.
I think they just found the guy right outside the carry-on. The rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
Where is the dash? Where is the rifle, I mean? Somebody tell me what the second mark is. Is that Provo? Like Provo Canyon? Something football. All right, I'm looking for the gun. I don't see no gun. You said the officer in the front. Somebody tell me a timestamp. They digging through the bag. What they pulling out? Tape? What in the CIA spook hell is this? Where's the gun? This just feels like that Trump assassination attempt all over again. Y'all tell me where's the timestamp. I don't see no rifle.
I think they just found the guy right outside the carry-on.
Yeah, what's with his neck? Is he wearing a mask?
Rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him.
First 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, well, already done past. Okay, let's...
They just found the guy.
Rifle on the dash. I don't see that. Can I slow it down? Yeah, playback speed. Let me go like half speed. All right, I'm turning the volume down. It stresses me out. Okay. I don't see any pew pew right now. Do y'all? Still don't see it. That's a windshield wiper. I don't see no pew pew. I mean, I do see somebody getting arrested, and I do see that his neck and his face are different colors. I do not see a pew pew. But that is very interesting. Maybe that's him. Let it play 10, 15 seconds. I mean, y'all, I feel gaslit. I've watched it many times. I just don't see it. I got it playing half the speed. I don't. Where's the rifle on the dash? I don't see it. I feel gaslit. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Huh. You see it? Okay. Whew. There's my perseverance. Okay, I saw it. Now, I don't know if this is that man or not. I don't know if this is the shooter or not. It's just appears to me to just be an old man. Again, maybe this is a shadow. I don't know, girl. I don't know. I also was told he was in dark clothes. This ain't dark. Did he take off the hoodie? Did he put on a wig, a hat? Girl, I don't know. Let me go back. Somebody else sent me another tip. Thank you to B for sending me that tip. Oh my God, I got a bunch of tips in the possible suspect, but unlikely. Okay, got it. Same video. Okay. Thank you for that. Maybe the shooter. A post from yesterday. That same part. He was suspecting someone would kill him. Harrison is an Alex Jones supporter. Interesting. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone. Oh, shit. So this is like in my email. I can't verify it to be real or not, here, so I'm not going to put it up, but someone did email me what appears to be a real Twitter post where someone said, I'm not going to name names. This is a tweet from yesterday. I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel is going to kill him if he turns against them. And why was it Benjamin Netanyahu tweeting about Charlie Kirk dying, like before anybody else, really? I saw that. Yes, I paused it there. Okay, so that's interesting. I do remember him turning, saying he wasn't going to talk about Epstein files no more. What is this one? Yeah, same video. So a few of y'all sent me that same video. I'm just checking my tips. Kirk tip. In the video, it's by the officer's foot leaning against a police car. Okay, yes. Oh my God, we got another picture. Oh my God. It's in his hand like 10 minutes ago. The gun experts are weighing in. The shot didn't sound suppressed. It sounded very much like a 223. Suppressor lowers about 20 decibels. Basically, it's like standing 20, 30 feet farther away. You would still hear it. Miraculously, they find a man walking with a gun. Get the out of here. I believe it or not, it matches the sound I heard on audio. Wow. Pencil barrel with a can. It looks like 22, 200 yards. Not buying it, folks. So some people are, suspicious. But like, all I'm going to say is like, this is a public post. It's a response actually to Kash Patel's tweet. Subject is in custody. Provide more details when available. Whoever UGA is, suppressed rifle found on suspect, matches description from eyewitnesses. They told reporters they thought the shot would have been louder. So this is the silencer, the suppressor. They're saying, oh man. Let's see what else. No more tip. We got a new update from the New York Times. Nothing really. It's just Utah Valley University is a diverse school. Someone saying it was a 22 is full of shit, Jordan said. That ain't a 22. Looks like a silencer. It does. It looks like some type of silencer to me. It looked like a silencer to me. Thank you, Kel on Earth, for the 149 super sticker. And thank you, Janae, for the $20 super sticker. Shout out to you. Thank y'all for the super chats and super stickers, because this video is going to be demonetized for sure. Y'all are like, no, I'm suspicious. I do not believe it. They just announced he was released and the shooter's on the run. No way. Just announced he was released? Hold on. It's like all these, breaking news updates you do have to take with a grain of salt. Kirk. Hold on. Backers leave flowers at Turning Point headquarters. The flags outside Turning Point USA's Phoenix headquarters have been lowered to half staff. Bouquets of flowers have been delivered by well-wishers, piling up by the main door, one of the last 3 buildings that make up Turning Point's campus. The organization's presence has grown steadily in a quiet neighborhood at the base of South Mountain Park. President of the university where Charlie Kirk was killed calls the death tragic. Utah Valley University President Astrid Tumenez posted on X that the school is shocked and saddened by the death. She expressed her condolences to his family and said they are grieving with the many people from the school who saw the unspeakable tragedy unfold. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here, the statement said. A cat said, as an avid Law and Order watcher, I can confirm that is indeed a silencer. Nancy, you are welcome. Thank you for being live right now. It's comforting to have you go through all of it. And everybody together, all together, shun JP. Everybody shun JP, who said it's a great day. This is the type of behavior that I do not condone. This is the type of behavior that I do not endorse. I do not encourage. This is death cult behavior, and y'all aren't going to be doing it in the Queen's Court. Shun. Banished. No way a 22 had enough power to go 200 yards. I was thinking that, but I didn't want to sound stupid saying it, so I just didn't. Rebuke indeed. Everyone's rebuking. Just looks like the hunting rifle, they said. Usually it's a suspected weapon type in a sniper situation. We rebuke. Get out. Go. All right. Anyway, well, I've been on here 3.5 hours. I think that's pretty much all I have in me for the day. It is a sad day for democracy. It is a sad day for safety. It is a sad day for freedom of speech. And this is all of our rights. This is all of us have the right, supposed to have the right, to talk about our ideas in a peaceful way. A lot of us, don't like necessarily have that freedom and stuff because somebody might roll up on us and tell us what to do. But I think we should all want to live somewhere where you don't get shot for what you believe and for what you say. And instead it's because, you shouldn't get shot for any reason, but instead we can come to a world, maybe, I don't know, or go back to a world, because I definitely remember living in one where we could kind of just disagree on stuff and just like move on. So all we had for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. My heart, soul, prayers, whatever you want to call it, is with everybody affected by this tragedy. There's not really much else I can say. I certainly don't have any power. I have no authority. You know what I have authority over? Not allowing myself to get the cortisol through the roof, like what they want us to do. Wanting us to turn on each other based on race, wanting us to turn on each other whether this is a mental health issue or a gun control issue or whatever. Meanwhile, there's people celebrating in the streets that this happened, and that's just messed up. We have control over whether we contribute to the partisan and to the divisive propaganda or not. And so I'm going to be exercising my choice to not get drawn into that. Everybody's my cousin out here anyway. Okay. Love you, Munich. Bye.